Yo, what's going on, guys? Yo, what's going on? Just gonna chat about the playoffs, the game, upcoming potential matchups. Gonna be either the 76ers or the Heat. Obviously, the Sixers are that 7 seed, the Miami Heat are that 8 seed. And my expectations right now with the squad is if we're legit, we'll beat them. We're the 2nd seed. We won 50 games. The last time we won 50 games was the 2012 to 13 season. Man, crazy, and during that time, the Celtics literally had Garnett and all those guys, Paul Pierce. But yeah, you guys can ask, like, some questions. Looking forward to it. Let me pull up the chat on my phone. I might close my window because it's, like, super, super windy out, and you guys will hear, like, the birds chirping and shit. But how you guys feeling? How you guys feeling after that game? Yo, my man Jay, how you doing, man? Obviously, a huge Mets fan as well. He says, "I love you, Clutch. We deserve this, man. What a year! 50 wins, 50 wins. We had to see Travis Ware. We had to see Lou Almondson. We we had to go through so much crap. Obviously, we were good last year and the year before, the year prior, but man, I'm just so pumped up as a New York Knicks fan. We're the 2nd seed. The freaking 2nd seed, y'all. The 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. Yo, what's going on, Daniel? How you doing, man? Wait, Daniel, are you a Magic fan? Are you a Magic fan? Or are you someone else? Or are you a Knicks fan as well? Because I know you used to be in Amir's chat a lot, and Amir's a Magic fan. If you're a Knicks fan, I apologize. And if you are a Knicks fan, just ignore anything I just said. Because you're just very versatile when it comes to going through channels and stuff. You support a lot of people. Imagine Knicks to the finals. That'd be something, wouldn't it? That'd be something. Who do you guys think we're gonna play? Do you think the Heat or the Sixers are gonna win? Embiid did not play versus Brooklyn today. It looked like it was just rest, but is there gonna be some rust in that playing game? It's gonna be something to look out for sure. Do you think we should have lost today to play the Pacers? All right, so I'll be completely real with you guys. I had, like, mixed feelings, like, one of the only reasons I didn't wanna play the Sixers is because my household, my mom's a Sixers fan and my stepdad's a Sixers fan. So, we both, like, want success for each other, except obviously when we're playing each other, and if the Sixers are in the finals, obviously, I wouldn't root for them. Um, but I wouldn't say I was rooting for a loss. I do think the Pacers would have been a better matchup, but at the end of the day, we know professional athletes aren't gonna tank on purpose just to play a team. But my mindset just became, like, if this team is legit, we'll beat anyone. Like, if we're being real, right? If this team is legit, we'll beat anyone. What's going on, Citizen X? Thank you so much for tuning in. He says, "Go Knicks. Go Knicks, baby." Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live more. Um I might stream a couple playoff games. It's hard to get viewers, obviously, because there's some channels that are much bigger than me that I have a lot of respect for, and I just won't gain as many viewers throughout the stream. Some of you guys like seeing my emotions. I go crazy. You guys should have just saw my emotions today. Like, oh my gosh, there's tons of ups and downs in this basketball game. Dante was splashing, but then there was the turnovers. We couldn't inbound the basketball. We couldn't contain Kobe White. I'm glad, like, DeRozan, for some of the shots he was hitting today, that was kind of a clean look, not exactly, but we know DeRozan's a difficult shot maker. I was just like, thank God that didn't go in. And I know Caruso, I don't know if he's a big social media guy, but we know he's been getting cooked by freaking Jalen Brunson every time he's played him. And I just didn't want him to go to social media and be like, oh, we beat the Knicks or anything like that. Even though he hustled his heart out. I'm sure a lot of Knicks fans were like, why the hell are the Bulls playing their guys? But at the end of the day, there's some guys that are on that roster that are still playing for contracts and trying to show that they really give a shit, even though it's not a really important game. Like, it doesn't affect them because they're going to be in the play-in anyway. They're going to be playing the Hawks, who got killed by the Pacers. But let me know your guys' thoughts on this game. Thought Precious was underrated down the stretch of this game. Defensively, had a huge tip, and Josh Hart was obviously great on the offensive glass. Dante down the stretch hitting key threes. Like, I guess my only nitpicks or complaints, the turnovers. and our interior defense, we weren't able to contain Vucevic consistently. The final few minutes we were able to. But Mitch, I was concerned. I was like, Mitch, if he was fully healthy out there, he only played 7 minutes. Maybe it's just a conditioning thing still. I hope he's well conditioned when it comes playoff time. But it wasn't just him getting cooked by Vucevic out there. Hartenstein was as well. So I'm not gonna just put it on him. But then someone told me that he wasn't available to play Mitchell Robinson after his first 7 minutes. So I hope he's not hurt again. We could look into that if you want. By the way, do you guys hear me? Do you guys hear me? I hope you guys hear me. Because that would be terrible if I was just talking this whole time and you guys didn't hear me, or I would actually be mad at you guys if you just let me talk this whole time and didn't let me know. But go Knicks for sure. But man, how good is Jalen Brunson, dude? How good is Jalen Brunson? Another 40-point game. What is that? 7 straight 30-point games? Dude's unbelievable what he's able to do at his size. His footwork, his patience. Only nitpick maybe some turnovers down the stretch, but like most of the team was turning the ball over. Um, but man, his ability to score from all three levels through contact is insane. And how he was 5 for 15 in the first half, 11 points. Dude finishes 40. Just ridiculous, man. Just ridiculous. Um, will Hartenstein, Precious, and OG Anunoby re-sign? Hartenstein, I think we're gonna bring him back. I wonder how much money he's gonna demand. I'm not sure what his market's gonna be, but the way he's played this season, and you see how much he impacts this offense. By the way, I hope you guys don't hear the wind like crazy. If you do, because it's just so nice that I have my window open, I'll just close the window if it's too much noise. But Hartenstein, how much he brings offensively, like passing the ball and get making sure guys are in the right spot, dribble handoffs. He's so unselfish. You know, he's even a solid athlete that can be a lob threat. Not like he's some rim runner or anything like that, but he brings us the floaters. He gives us little hook shots in. He brings us something at the center position that Mitch doesn't have, so they complement each other well because Mitch is the total opposite. And I feel like you need kind of two different players, but I'm trying to bring him back. But you got to look out for a team like OKC that needs a backup big. But I think he wants to be a start. Like, even though he said like he'll be okay with being a backup big or starting center, like I still think there's a competitive side of him. I think he either wants to stay with the Knicks and have like any role, come back, or be a starter somewhere else. Because I don't think he's going to be like settling to be a backup five, but I understand Chad Holmgren is better than him. Um, but I'd bring Hartenstein back. Hartenstein's one of my favorite players on this team. OG, we're gonna have to. We gave up RJ quickly. You can't just not bring him back. Obviously, you hope he stays more consistently healthy next year. I know he's been up and down when it comes to injuries throughout his career, but what he brings defensively is so valuable. You want to see him succeed more offensively in the playoffs. Like this game, he got off to a good start. Like he had the very nice pass to Dante cutting. You know, he had a nice finish in the interior. I like the way he started off the game, like scoring a little bit and defensively. But like, just he looked rough kind of throughout the rest of the game, at least offensively. That was really tough to watch. But the mid range, like we saw versus Miami before he got hurt, that was the game. Unfortunately, Randall got hurt. Like that was probably his most versatile game offensively. But I feel he's a player that steps up, especially against those good teams, like the big stage. And that's what I feel Bogdanovich does. You notice the theme with Bogdanovich, the Celtics and Bucks, like two like top five teams he played his best against, and obviously the Sixers when they didn't have Embiid though. But that's a good sign that you see Bogdanovich shooting very well versus teams that are in your conference and some of the best teams in your conference. But Precious, will we bring Precious back? That's such an interesting one to me, guys. Do you think we bring Precious back? I think we'll bring him back on the cheap. Do you think he's gonna be demanding a lot of money? Like he had that very nice stretch of games, and I still like Precious of how hard he plays. I do think when it comes to certain centers, he doesn't match up well personnel wise, and he can look lost offensively. He just hustles his heart out though, that I do respect. Um, but there's been like some up and downs lately with him, but I think we'll be able to bring him back on a reasonable contract. I don't think he'd be demanding a lot of money. I'm gonna close my window so you guys don't hear the birds chirping. If you don't hear it, I'm still closing it anyway because it's freaking annoying the shit at me. But it's still a beautiful day out, and the Knicks one can't get better than that. I almost tripped. I'm glad you guys didn't see that. Glad you guys didn't see that. It's annoying me though. It's like it's so loud and it's so windy outside. Um, but I'm glad you guys don't hear. That means the microphone's actually working. Precious will get around 8 million per year. How many years do you think he's gonna get? How many years do you think? You think I would add probably a team option in there. I would resign Precious. Yo, my man Gideon, what's going on, dude? He says salute, awesome win. It wasn't pretty, but at the end of the day, we came out victorious. Hey, at least we're not the Cavs. The Cavs lost to the Hornets. Like, yes, it was scary, but we still won. The Cavs lost to the fucking Hornets. Let me repeat that. The Cavs lost to the Hornets in an important ass game. So even if we did lose, we were still going to finish top 3 anyway. But yeah, you guys could leave me your thoughts on this game. You could ask me questions, anything related to the New York Knicks. Do you prefer a team, the Sixers or the Heat? Right now, my mindset is just win. I don't care who we play, just win. Play your ass off. You're the second seed. Your expectation is to win in the first round. We know it's not going to be easy. It's the playoffs. No matchup's supposed to be easy. But let's find a way to freaking win one of these series. But who do you prefer, the Heat or the Sixers? Man, maybe Embiid's a little rusty not playing that last game. Because wait, when's the playing game? Like they're like not far. What is it? In like couple days? I forget. It's like so close together. Like after the regular season ends. But you know Jimmy Butler's mentality. It's insane. I was thinking the Hawks were gonna beat the Bulls in the play, but after they look versus the Pacers, I don't know. I don't know. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I didn't read this. Knicks will be 2026 NBA champs. You might need to switch that to 2024, man. But I wouldn't be mad. You're saying we'll win this year and then win the year after next year. Okay. Who do you prefer, the Heat or the Sixers? Such a tough question because even though this is a totally different team, remember years ago we wanted the Hawks and we saw how that ended, but we also weren't expecting Randall to not play well, like because he was so good in the regular season, but understand there was no true second option. But when I'm looking at these teams, the Heat and the Sixers, they're so different. They're so different. Both have two good coaches. We have to admit that. You know, whoever we play, it's going to be a tough coaching matchup. What Eric Spoelstra is able to do, even though defensively, obviously, you couldn't handle Brunson, but he's still one of the best coaches in the NBA. Nick Nurse has obviously won an NBA championship with the Raptors, even though the Warriors had some guys injured in that series, which definitely did affect them. You can't take it away from them to bring that team all together in Kawhi's first year. I still think that's extremely impressive. Her first year with the Raptors, won it like first and only year with the Raptors. But when I look at the Sixers, because I've watched them more than the Heat, to be honest, because I live in South Jersey. My stepdad, he's a Sixers fan. So the thing with the Sixers, they always struggle to get out of the second round, but they've shown that they can get out of the first round. But obviously, it's different seeding this time. They're not a top 5 seed this time around. Obviously, Embiid was out a chunk of the season, so that definitely does play into it. So I don't fully look at them as that seeding position because of how long Embiid's been out, and they're 6-0 since Embiid's come back for them. I'm not sure like what the total is when Embiid's like been with them. I just know like to close out the season, they were 6-0 with Joel Embiid. But that team, because we blew them out. Remember, we blew out Philly even fully healthy at the beginning of the season, but they were a different team. They didn't have Cameron Payne during the time. I believe they didn't have Buddy Hield. So they got some depth, and the rotation is different. They play a guy, Ricky Council. They got Kyle Lowry as well. Let's keep that in mind. Like they got some depth pieces now that's really different. And we know Kyle Lowry is a scrappy veteran. Maybe doesn't score at that high of a level as he used to, but he could still get timely buckets. Um, but Embiid, I'm so interested to see what he's going to look because he may not be fully healthy. He's still good in the playoffs, but he's not 35 point per game. This might age terribly. Hopefully he doesn't. The problem with him, he's good in the playoffs. He's not great like he is in the regular season. But Dave Maxey, who's even better this time around. He's averaging 26 a game this year. He's shooting extremely well from three. Way better 3-point shooter than he was coming out of Kentucky. He's a blur, man. He is a tough ass cover. So you have Embiid you could throw blitzes at Embiid, but then you leave Maxey alone. Batum, he's a veteran. He hasn't scored a lot. He's been kind of their corner, just catch and shoot type of guy. That's been his role. But Kelly Oubre, he's been athletic. Like they've got some steals of contracts. Like Kelly Oubre has been terrific value. It's crazy that no one even threw that much money at him, but they got depth this time around, the Sixers. It's gonna be very tough, but it's gonna come down to how we contain Embiid. Like, the way we were containing Vucevic tonight, which we barely were, I don't know, like, that can't happen in the playoffs with Embiid. That really can't. But we're gonna have to force Embiid, even though Embiid can shoot jumpers, even though he can shoot mid-range shots, even though he can shoot three-pointers, you wanna keep him your you have to do your best to keep him out of the paint. And the whistle does change a little bit in the playoffs. So I'm not expecting him to get as crazy of calls, but we are the New York Knicks, so you never know. Um, but Sixers are gonna be tough. They are. I'd be lying to you if they weren't gonna be tough. It's the playoffs at the end of the day. Both teams are gonna be tough. But the Heat, you don't know what how Hawkins is gonna do as a rookie's first time in the playoffs. Dr. Robinson, he's always a tough cover. Jimmy Butler didn't score like crazy when we took him on, but other guys did beat us, but they had Max Strus last time. They had Gabe Vincent last time. That's a different team. We're gonna have to really body up Bam Adebayo. I will say he doesn't match up well versus Philly Bam Adebayo, even though they're not playing each other, but I've noticed that, like the physicality. Um, so they might be a worse offensive team, but they just always find ways. They're such a battle-tested team. So if I'm being real, I'm sorry to waste your time. Who do you prefer? I don't prefer either of those teams because we're gonna play one of those teams, but I don't prefer one. It's gonna be tough either way, and both those teams are really, really gonna be tough. But my expectation is we should win because we're the second seed. That should be our expectation. But is it gonna be easy? Hell no. Um, and they have Tobias Harris as well, who's been wildly inconsistent. He's making like 48 million a year. I know Sixers fans do not like him, and his motor could sometimes be shut off if they don't get him involved early. That can hurt them. But like I said, they brought in more guys during the trade deadline, so we'll see what happens. We just have to hope maybe there's a lack of chemistry with some of those guys, but they still had time like after the trade deadline to get it going. But we just gotta hope that. And I'm sorry I didn't fully answer your question, but let me know in the chat. Who do you want to play? Who do you want to play? I hate both teams, but it's the Sixers fan base that pisses me off the most. The fans are saying the Knicks are the worst two seed in history. Philly fans are extremely passionate. Um, you say Sixers fan base pisses you off the most. The Eagles fan base pisses me off the most as a Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan, you know all about that. I'm not gonna say the Phillies because I don't really follow baseball like that, but I really do feel you. But there's gonna be a storyline either way, like revenge potentially against the Heat. It came down to like a final play in Game 6, crazy. With the turnover, oh gosh, got PTSD from that. Um, but then I don't think Villanova played all their games at Wells Fargo Center when Brunson was there, but Brunson's going back to an area that he's familiar with. So that's something to look out for. DiVincenzo, Villanova, Josh Hart, Villanova, Jalen Brunson, Villanova. So they're going back to an area that they're definitely familiar with. So I think there's going to be a storyline either way. But how awesome would it be if we do beat Philly and he like shushes the Philly crowd? How amazing would that be? Oh, that'd be great. Like, I love my stepdad, I love my mom, but I want my Knicks to win. Put Deuce on Maxey. Deuce had a nice Deuce actually played very well in the fourth. I loved how aggressive he was offensively. He played extremely well in the fourth quarter when he was out there on the floor. I got to give a lot of credit to Deuce McBride. But I might be there with you. Put Deuce on Maxey. Yup. I wonder who are we gonna have Josh Hart on? Obviously, Josh Hart smaller at 6'4". We continue to see he's just not a good matchup versus DeRozan or like those taller types of guys. But we saw in the playoffs he's good matchup versus like twitchy players like Donovan Mitchell. He did a good job on Donovan Mitchell last year. But yeah, Deuce. I have a lot of confidence in Deuce defensively because he just plays his absolute ass off, and he has good discipline. But what are your guys' thoughts on OG tonight? I mean, today. Why do I keep on saying tonight? I'm used to us playing at night. I feel we're going to need more offense from OG. I'm not asking him to average 20 a game, but I want him to finish out the basket better. I know that's never really been his forte, but I think he's going to shoot the three ball well. Last time he played Philly, again, I don't know if we're going to play Philly or Heat. We have to go on. We have to see. But when you take a look at it, OG, when he played Philly in the first round of the playoffs, when there was no crowd, I believe, what was that, a couple years ago or a few years ago, he averaged 17 a game versus Philly. Well, I'm interested, very interested to see how he's going to play. Darius the Great, what's going on, man? Are you Alexander the Great? Are you better than Alexander the Great, Darius? He said they did all this without Randall. It's extremely impressive. Mitch was hurt. A lot of people were saying Mitch wasn't gonna be back until the playoffs or he's just gonna be out the entire season. Randall goes down. We just had like so many injuries. OG, it's crazy. And we were able to win 50 games. We have to give credit to Tibbs. You could not be the biggest Tibbs fan in the world, but you gotta give credit to Tom Thibodeau for what he's done. He's gotten the most out of most of the players on this team. They did all this without Randall. I'm sorry, but I would trade Julius Randle first chance I get. I'm hoping Zion's still open to coming to New York. I don't know. Pelicans have been very successful. Pelicans getting their ass whooped right now by the Lakers, 83-57. I'm not sure what Zion's up to right now. Last couple times he's played LA, what was it, in the playing tournament? And then this game, gosh, he has stunk it up. He has stunk it up on the big stage. I do like Zion. Obviously, there's a lack of floor spacing, him consistently being healthy. I know he's lost like 20 pounds. But what do you guys think we would actually get for Randall? But I don't want to talk about trading anyone right now. The season's still going on. We could talk about that after the playoffs. Agreed. I do know some cool Philly fans, but yeah. Nice says Brunson is too small, average, and was not even a first round pick. For those who believe in the American dream, let's all welcome our new and our name, Mr. Captain America. Yeah, his heart's off the charts, man. His work ethic, how he's gotten to this point. Even without Luca, in 20 games, the one season he did average 20 points per game, 5 assists when Luca wasn't playing in the regular season when he was with Dallas. But yeah, shout out to Jalen Brunson. He's the heart and soul of this team. But there's other hearts and soul of this teams as well. Like Josh Hart, talk about that key putback. That was so big time. I don't want to play Miami, to be honest. Can't be afraid. We can't be afraid, man. You're the second seed. You should not be afraid. Put yourself in this position. You got to take care of business. Our expectation should be to win. If we're really good, man, we should beat Miami. If we're really that legit. And I'm not comparing us to Milwaukee a few years ago when they won the championship, but I remember in the bubble, I think the Bucks lost to the Heat. Or I don't remember, but I do remember them losing to the Heat, and then a couple years later, the Bucks got revenge and destroyed the Heat in the first round. They swept them, and they went on to win the championship. There's a chip on the Knicks' shoulder. I feel they want to play Miami. I feel Brunson wants to kill Miami. I really believe that. Whoever we take on, I know the Knicks are going to give it their all. I would run small ball during stretches. Ihart, OG, Josh, Deuce, and Brunson. I like that. I want Deuce to light it up shooting the three ball in the playoffs. Did he hit a three today? Or did he hit one, I believe? I know he struggled versus the Celtics. I was disappointed in him that game offensively. I'm still a big believer in Deuce, but Deuce is definitely going to have to step up shooting that three ball very well in the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to be daring him to shoot it. I doubt it because of his percentage. Maybe they're going to try to make him put the ball on the floor, but I liked seeing that pull up mid range from Deuce. That was really key in the fourth quarter. But yeah, iHeart's ability to pass. See, that's such a great point because iHeart does such a great job finding OG cutting, Josh Hart cutting, and Josh Hart does a good job finding guys cutting. We have a bunch of cutters on this team. Dante moves without the ball. I've noticed that theme there. We are ready for either Miami or the Sixers. We can't predict what's going to happen, so we might as well welcome pain for anyone moving against us. Knicks fans, we're ready. We can't control anything at the end of the day. We're fans. We think we know what's the right matchup and what's the right matchup and what's not the right matchup. But at the end of the day, we just make predictions and go off of what we think we know. Like, these players don't even know how these matchups are going to go. Like, we don't know. They don't even know what the game plan is going to be from. Like, they don't even know who they're going to play. Like, they don't even know who we're going to play at Miami or 76ers. I will say, game plan wise, let's work on inbounding the basketball and taking care of the basketball. I will say that. Brunson should be MVP. Call me crazy. He should be all NBA first team over Giannis because they're a higher seed than him. And with no Randall, some of the season, no OG, no Mitch, Brunson has been unbelievable. He should make all NBA first team over Giannis. And we're above them right now. We're at second seed. This is the first time the Knicks won 50 games in 10 years? Yes, since the 2012 to 13 season when we beat Boston in the first round. And it's Miami's experience that scares me. I'd rather play Philly because Embiid is so brittle. I think if we beat Ooh, I'm so interested to see what's gonna happen in that playing game, man. Who do you guys think is gonna win that playing game? Some people just automatically think it's gonna be Philly, but there's Heat fans that are extremely confident that they're gonna win. Extremely confident. Because there is the storyline, guys. Do not forget. Do not forget. Jimmy Butler saying, "You picked Tobias Harris over me. You fucking picked Tobias Harris over me." So look out for that, guys. Look out for that. Jimmy Butler may be taking that shit very fucking personal. Um, but yeah, that was the first good Knicks season I saw. I'm a younger Knicks fan, and then I remember just being sad because after that year was just like downhill for a few years or a good amount of years. But it's Miami's experience that scares me. Knicks got experience from last year. Hey, the Heat are still going to be playing our rookie a good amount of minutes of Jaime Jaquez. I know they don't have Strus this time around, Gabe Vincent. I know they went to the finals and they're a battle-tested team, but come on, man. Like, gotta believe, bro. Gotta believe, but I do understand the Miami are very battle-tested, but we were battle-tested last year. We went through adversity last year. Like, we gotta find a way, bro. We have to. But I think any team that plays Philly in the second round is going to be excited because, unfortunately, that's when Embiid starts to break down more. I hate to say that, though. He's so fucking good. He's just like if he was that, like if it's just he probably would have won MVP this year if he stayed healthy. He was averaging like 35 a game. Sixers are scared of Boston. They want to beat Miami and play New York. They are. I agree with that. And last time they played Boston in the first round was the bubble, and they lost. I'm pretty sure. Sixers, but yeah, they just do not match up well. Boston. I know that. I think this is a. It's crazy to say. I think this Sixers team is better than last year's. I know Embiid. Like, I still don't look at the seeding as that's how they are as a team because Embiid was out so many games, and Maxi's even better, and they added depth. But I think they're in their head mentally. Like, you know how we're in the Cavs' heads mentally. That's how I think it is with the Sixers. But hey, the Cavs may just be in their own heads. Again, they lost to the Hornets. The Cavs lost to the freaking Hornets. I know I'm talking about the bubble. Unless you're just making a point, yeah. When they're in the bubble. But yeah, they play each other like almost every playoffs. They always end up matching up against each other and they lose to them in the second round. But they obviously lost to the Hawks in the second round as well. They lost the Heat, remember that. So it's not even just the Celtics actually. They just can't find a way to get out of the second round. This is the first wait, I'm sorry, I read that already. But hey, it was tough for them to beat Miami as well. The Sixers and Heat both want to play the Knicks over Boston. See what happens, guys. See what happens. It's so weird, like, it's so interesting because we're a top 3 seed without Randall, so we're kind of an underdog top 3 seed, which I like. I kinda like that teams are still, like, underestimating us, like, we should have a chip on our shoulder. I think as long as we're the Knicks, there's always gonna be some underdog element. There's always gonna be someone underestimating us. But if we get out of the first round, I really believe we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I really believe that. Yup, and that you know what's so crazy about that series too? The Sixers had their chance to close it out in game 6. Tatum was struggling for 3 quarters, and he stepped up when it mattered, bro. Man, I think Harden went off that game too. They had their chance, and then game 7 embarrassment just got destroyed. It was game 6 for them to close it out, and they failed. Nice says. By the way, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. Whenever people tune in, I love talking about the New York Knicks. I never think I'm always right. I'm just a fan like you guys at the end of the day. I'm sure I piss people off on Twitter all the time. I can be negative at times when I'm watching the games. But at the end of the day, I just want the Knicks to be good, and I still have PTSD from Travis Ware and Lou Amundsen. The Greek Freak is a franchise name, with having their number 2 and number 3 available. Captain America stepped up when our number 1 went down. Captain America made it happen with the card that was dealt to him, MVP, when our number went down. Do you think Randall's our number 1? Maybe there was a debate like starting last season that Randall was our number 1, but I think Brunson really proved himself that he's just our straight up number 1. Or you do mean something else? The Greek Freak is a franchise name with having their number 2 and number 3 available. Captain America stepped up when our number 1 went down. Captain America made it happen with the card that was dealt to him. Yeah, no excuses. Brunson just goes to work. He's just that type of competitor, man. He's just that type of competitor. But what matchup do you guys worry about the most player-wise if we take on the Heat or the Sixers? Let me see. I should see how much Embiid averaged in the playoffs in the first round last year. Let me pull that up for you guys, actually. I could look at StatMuse. I'll share my screen in a sec. I think they played Brooklyn last year. All right. Well, that's not what I was asking. In the 2023 playoffs. All right, here we go. First round, though. Okay, they just do not want to freaking respond to my shit. They're just giving me the whole playoffs from last year. It's pretty annoying. But if you have any questions, be free to ask them. Was there any point watching this game you thought the Knicks were going to lose? Be honest. Be honest. I always felt like in the back of our head we were going to win, but I wasn't liking what I was seeing with the turnovers. Well, we had like 22 turnovers in the game. It was something ridiculous like that. It was really bad. I think that's the only nitpick I'll have with Dante, turnovers. Well, and Kobe White's freaking blowing by everyone, just going right to the basket. We got to stop the dribble penetration. My concern going to postseason is which Bogey shows up. Bogey is definitely one of my key X factors because we're going to need that extra offense, especially off the bench, because I think McBride, I'm not expecting McBride to average like 14 a game in the playoffs. I hope he averages at least a cool 10. But who knows? Maybe he does, and he's just someone that's built for the big moment. You know, he was a mentally tough player coming out of West Virginia. But Bogey, I do like that his best games have come like on the big stage in games that we needed, like against the Bucks and against the Celtics. He hit a huge three in the fourth quarter, big momentum changing shot, which I love versus Chicago today. But last time he was in the playoffs, when he was with Utah, he averaged 18 a game because obviously he was with Detroit before they weren't in the playoffs, but he averaged 18 a game. But he was also 2 years younger. What is he, 36 now? And he was probably 33, 34 during the time. But I agree with you. I don't want Bogey trying to do too much off the dribble. We know he can get to the mid range, get to the three, can get to the basket, but I don't want him doing too much that he turns the ball over in the paint. Like we've seen that at times. But I agree. He's definitely one of the key factors. Yo, my man, buzzer beater in the chat, bro. My man, buzzer beater. I need to pull up like preview of the season or something and see your predictions. 'Cause I swear you always have predictions. I'm not sure what yours was this season, how many wins or what seed. But hey, fuck, we're on cloud nine right now, guys. Oh my, like we're the fucking second seed, bro. Second seed. And I don't like having this mentality. Like I want the mentality that we're just gonna win. But I'm so proud of this team, no matter what. Like we faced so much adversity with OG getting hurt, Mitch getting hurt. Everyone's saying he's gonna be out for the rest of the season. Randall goes down. Still find a fucking way. We got McBride stepping up. Dante averaging 20 a game in his new role. Like this man went from 8 points per game to what? Maybe after today, his average went up to maybe 15.7. But I had my man Javier commenting. This Dante was not in Golden State. He was inconsistent shooting the three ball. And Warriors fans had mixed emotions with him. But Dante's been brilliant. He had a few threes that were short, but he hit some big threes for us. He really did. And I love that he's not afraid to attack the basket. And I love that we're finding him cutting. We're going to need that. Find Dante cutting for those reverse layups. That is his freaking key right there, guys. And guys, he would have freaking had even more threes if he started at the beginning of the season. And even though we lost a 20-point per game score in RJ, we got someone, all respect to Grimes, played tough defense. We got a better player than Grimes now in the playoffs. We're not going to have a 5-point per game guy starting in the playoffs, guys. At least I hope not. like starting, yeah, starting. So we got an upgrade over Grimes. Yo, my man Wiz, but yeah, he says, who's Captain America? Yeah, he's talking about Brunson. My man Wiz, what's going on, bro? Remember Ashley? I thought you were a girl the whole time. Salute Noah. I thought Brunson walked in and became our number one by his 40th game with us. I definitely see the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston if they survive that long. I hope so, man. I hope that what was this his 7th straight 30+ point game? And how many 40-point games has he had this season? He's just been unreal. And I'm not saying he's as good as this player because he went to an NBA Finals and Brunson still needs to prove that he can go that far. But the way he plays from mid-range and attacking the basket, obviously he could shoot the three ball as well. It's literally like watching like Jalen Brunson. Is he? I know Rick Brunson's obviously his father, but he might be Allen Iverson's long lost son as well. He might be Allen Iverson's long lost son. Again, I'm not saying he's as good as Iverson. Iverson went to the finals, but when it comes to toughness and physicality standpoint, and Brunson was like Iverson was smaller. He was 6 foot flat. Brunson may be shorter than 6'2", but his heart and how hard he plays, putting the team on his back, it definitely is Iverson-esque. My prediction came true. No way you actually did that. If you can give me the video, if you could find me the video that you predicted that, unless you didn't like comment it or something, I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up. Captain America is too small. Average, not even a first-round pick. For those who believe in the American dream, Brunson's newly earned name is Captain America. 54 wins in the 3rd seed. He must have thought Milwaukee was going to run through the league with Boston. Wait, 54 wins in the 3rd seed. What are you saying? Maybe you didn't mean type 54 wins. Or were you talking about back in 2012-13? Were we the 2nd or 3rd seed? I know we won 54 games then. You must have thought Milwaukee's going to run through the league with Boston. Wait, were you the one? Someone commented on my box video. Remember, you know how far this Knicks team has come? When in that, not playing game, in-season tournament when we got destroyed. Yeah, it was you that commented on that. Oh my gosh, so many people are going to go back to that video. So unacceptable. Knicks embarrassing loss to the Bucks. If I'm being real though, in the moment, the Knicks played like trash against the Bucks in that in-season tournament game. But you must have thought Milwaukee was going to run through the league with Boston. But there's also the Doc Rivers side of things. Like, I really wonder what Giannis's mindset is. Unless he's just really loyal and he's going to ask them to bring in other guys because Brook Lopez is getting old. Middleton's getting old. You know? If he's really loyal and stays with the Bucks, I have a lot of respect for him because that just shows straight up loyalty right there. He won his championship. We'll see what happens. He's one of the most interesting human beings in the league, though. I don't like when we play him, but I respect him as a human. Bring on Philly and cheesesteaks. Hey, it may be Miami, dude. It may be Miami. Who do you think is going to win buzzer beater? I want to hear your thoughts. I always love hearing your thoughts, man. Josh needed 4 points in the form of assists, rebounds, or scoring today to help me win $2,500. So I only have a deuce for super chats. Oh, it's all good. Yo, hard with that putback. He plays so fucking hard, man. And yeah, I appreciate anything. Like, it's a privilege you all being in here talking Knicks. Like, this platform's insane. And never feel you have to donate. I was responding to Wiz. Oh, okay, I got you. Ooh, we were close. We were close. If we were healthy throughout the season, more healthy, probably would have reached fucking maybe 60 wins. Maybe I'm on crack, but yo, Wiz, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that, my guy. I really do. He says, Deuce Dante will have a game winner in the playoff. I thought Bronson was going to hit that game winner. I know he was off balance and that play looked like a mess, but that shit went in and out, bro. Oh my gosh. The arena, could you imagine how loud it fucking would have been if that shit went in? Oh my gosh. But if Deuce has a freaking game winner in the playoffs, the fucking roof is going to come off. Dante would as well. But the screaming of Deuce, like the fucking, oh my gosh, that would be insane. I love the positivity, man. I love it. But Dante, man, his growth has been awesome. And it could just be like a comfortability of being around guys that you're friends with, played with at Villanova, you know. And this is his first time getting legitimate minutes in the playoffs, like with actual game plans on him as well. So I'm really interested to see what he's going to do. I'm really, really interested. How many points per game do you think Dante's going to average in the playoffs? Dante's going to be so key scoring the ball in Bogdanovich. We know OG's gonna play his role defensively, but he needs to at least give me 15 points per game in the playoffs. He needs to at least. What is your list of biggest Knicks wins of the season? Hmm. At the beginning of the season, I love when we came back, but it was at the beginning of the season, so that does that count? I love when we came back versus Miami and won. That was really awesome. Or even when we had like because that was before we had OG. But when we got OG on the team, I know Randall got hurt, which sucked, but that was an awesome game. OG played very well. Brunson played well. It's just everyone played very well in that game versus Miami. That was an awesome game. Obviously beating the Bucks recently, but I'm really the Celtics that I can't stand Celtics fans that were saying, "Oh, they weren't trying." Then why the fuck did they play their guys? They were locked up the number one seed. Well, yeah, let's talk about that. The Celtics tried to mess with the Knicks mentally, and they embarrassed themselves. All their guys went from questionable a day before to all of them automatically playing. You couldn't tell me that they were like they're probably just like, "Oh, the Knicks are gonna take us lightly. Oh, we're not gonna play our guys." But then they're like, "You know what? We're gonna play them because we want to beat a top three team in the East. Like, let's beat their ass. Let's sweep them." But no, that didn't happen, and we embarrassed them. But that was a great win. I like those. Was that the second time we played the Warriors because we got killed the first time? Um, I'm sure there's ones that are just slipping my mind right now because there's so many games in a season. Um, when we destroyed Philly the first time, that was pretty cool. Um, I'm trying to think. Jalen Brunson obviously dropping 50 against the Suns was awesome because we didn't we had a streak of losing to Kevin Durant like crazy, so that was really awesome seeing Brunson just go off in that second half. If it's Miami, we'll give him a sunburn. I think Brunson really wants Miami. I think he does. But who knows? I don't fucking know Jalen Brunson personally. But I'm sure they want revenge versus Miami. Um, but I have to give credit. Last time they played Brunson defensively, they did a really good job. Not in the playoffs, but last time we played them. Um, in the regular season. If Josh had got me 2,500, I would have done the 200. All right, man. Now you're just making me feel bad, bro. You're just making me feel bad. I'm a college student, bro. Boston versus Knicks or Heat versus Knicks. If the Heat decides to lose and win for the 8th seed. Ooh. See, I don't see that. Do you think teams really have that approach? Oh, let's lose on purpose this playing game? No, I think the Heat want to win so they play us, right? Or no. I don't know what their mindset is. They're such a weird team. The Heat are one of the weirdest teams in the NBA. But I will tell you the Sixers want to win. They don't want to play Boston. They do not want to play Boston. Dante will average 20. If Dante averaged 20 in the playoffs, we're going to the finals. I believe that. Maybe I'm on crack right now. But if Dante averages 20 in the playoffs, we're going to the finals. All of our star players have never played together. They played together for like a Randall Brunson. The Miami game, I remember they had a short little stretch. It wasn't consistent though. Yeah, I thought they did all play together, but not a lot. All right, here we go. I appreciate you, man. Knicks will be 2026 NBA champ. Says top 5 wins of the season. 1 Knicks at Bucks. Yeah, okay. Knicks at Sixers with Embiid. Oh my! How could I forget about the Denver game, guys? What was that? A day game, I believe. Maybe it was a night game, but that was a freaking awesome win, man. Oh my gosh. That was an awesome win versus Denver. We just blew their ass out. We had Randall that game, right? I believe we did. Knicks versus Minnesota. Not gonna lie, I don't remember that game as well. Knicks versus Clippers. Yeah, that was more at the beginning of the season. Mitch wasn't there. You're right. You're right. Mitch wasn't there. He just missed such a chunk of the season, though. It just felt like that was just our healthy team out there. Good point. Buzzer beater, you got me. You got me. You beat me at the buzzer there. Okay, chill. Um, wait, what's the score of the Lakers game? I know they're cooking the Pelicans. Like, some of the seeding is just like, we know the Lakers, they're better than the 8th seed. If the Thunder, by the way, the Thunder, Minnesota, or Denver, who's gonna get that number 1 seed? That's crazy. Um, but if Thunder ends up with number 1, and wait, are the Lakers gonna finish 7th or 8th? Obviously, they still need to play in the play-in, but I'm sure they want to play the Thunder. LeBron goes off against OKC. Um, Bro, the Spurs game would have been there, dude. If we beat the Spurs, it would have been talked about way more because Brunson had 61, but we lost, so it's just like I don't really care much. But I know it was amazing seeing him go off. Honorable mentions: Knicks at Phoenix, Brunson 50-point game. Knicks versus Kings. That was a great game. When he made who was it? He made him look in the different direction. He thought the screen was coming. Oh, I can't remember his name. He was actually playing decent defense. Knicks overcame 20-point fourth quarter deficit. It's crazy that it was that much. What was the game I was just thinking about as well? Ooh, there was a game I was just at the top of my head. Oh, it's gonna piss me off. You ever like forget what you're gonna say? Oh my gosh, that's gonna piss me off now. Shit, I'm so mad. Um, yeah, Lakers are gonna win. They're up to 99-79 in the fourth. I predicted LeBron would get over 8 assists and he has 12 in the first half and 15 at the end of the third. So Josh cost you $200. Maybe we should. Oh gosh, we're funny, man. Mitch wasn't there. Nope, but the only one at the side we're getting ready to go up against is Boston. Nope, the only one. What do you mean? Oh, my brightness wasn't even up all the way. I'm trying to think what that freaking game was, man. Guys, you have no idea how pissed I am right now trying to remember this. I'm really just gonna have to pull up the Knicks schedule. I'm still reading the chat. But what was one game I was just so pumped about? That was underrated. Or maybe you didn't mention. Oh, I thought we were gonna beat them anyway, but when we played the Cavs, the last time when Josh Hart hit the clutch shot in the corner, that was a great game. That game was so much fun to watch when Josh Hart hit that sidestep three. That was a good one. If we closed out versus the Lakers, I would have been up there. Yo, what's going on, Mitch? I appreciate you tuning in. We got a Philly fan in here, guys. We got a Philly fan. We might be playing y'all. What are your thoughts on that Philly Heat game? Bro, the Heat are so weird because they could fucking suck ass or they could just be amazing. They are so weird, bro. They're so weird. Like what's the Heat season series versus you guys this year? Let me see. I'll share my screen with y'all. 76ers record versus Heat this season. But I know Embiid was out some games. They're 2-2. They're 2-2. You know, look how close it is every time, guys. I don't know if it's too small for you all. Look, 109, 105, 98, 91, 109, 104, 119, 113. Why is Patrick Beverley still there, by the way? Dude's on the Bucks now. Yeah, the Cavs game I was thinking of when Josh Hart hit that clutch shot in the corner. Lakers win, they get the 8th spot and play and have to play the Pels again. Wow. And I think they're just going to destroy them. On the fourth quarter, captain's last possession, more than 2 fouls could have been called on Caruso guarding Brunson. These officials have to do a better job. I'll need to watch it back. I want to look at it with you guys, but I'll get copyright, unfortunately. Yeah, and Embiid wasn't healthy all those games. I believe Embiid played like one of those. Yo, buzzer beater, I really appreciate that, man. He says, house school, here's a few bucks. Go buy a pencil. I have plenty of pencils, but I still really appreciate that, man. School's going really good. Last semester of my freshman year, I'm going to be a sophomore. As of right now, I'm passing all my classes. School ends for me next month on the 10th. Let me plug in my laptop, by the way. But school's going good. I had to read a 10-page paper for composition 2, which is pretty annoying in front of like everyone. But I got it over with. Like no one was raising their hand. I was like, I guess I'll just go. Like plug in my laptop. If it stretches. Whoa. Ring light almost fell. Imagine how dangerous New York would be with Caruso. Is Caruso a free agent or you're saying just trade for him? But after seeing, I doubt Caruso wants to play over here after like, he probably hates Brunson cooking his ass. All right, there we go. Should be charging. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to play over here? But what did they say at one point? Brunson was like 10 for 11 against Caruso. He always cooks Caruso. He always does, but he is a good defender. What is Vegas saying about the odds with us playing Philly or Miami? I could pull it up for you if you want. What do you usually go on? What website do you go on? Because I don't usually look at odds and stuff, to be completely honest. Damn, none of you guys said anything about my haircut. So rude. Sure they have Philly over, but what website do you usually go on for that? Oh, I did talk about that a little bit earlier. Seeing how many, I don't know how many games Middleton and Brook Lopez played, but Doris Burke was talking about Jalen Brunson should potentially make All NBA first team over Giannis, or she thinks he deserves it. I think he's gonna make an All NBA team regardless if it's second team, but the league is so stacked though, which is nuts. But with Embiid being out most of the season, that means he'll get like, I don't know, was it Embiid made All NBA first team last year? I'm guessing obviously he won MVP. He's gonna be in the conversation. Do I think he deserves it though? Yeah. I think he should get it. Dude's been unbelievable. Oh, of course. And I believe they did not match up well versus them in the regular season. Yeah, I could look up the betting odds for you. What betting odds that the Heat or Sixers play the Knicks? Oh, here we go. Here's 2 hours ago. I'll share my screen. Oh yeah, I know they're positionless. I'm just saying the league is so stacked. Because they're still Jokic, they're still Giannis, Tatum, just being a first seed, they're gonna give it to him. Jalen Brunson has been playing like a top 5 player though. But it says Miami Heat versus Philadelphia 76ers odds. Sixers open up as 4-point favorites and 7 versus a playing game. One of the things that I believe is holding back the Heat is Bams has not scored well versus Philly, at least the last time. But hey, you never know with this team. Like the Duncan Robinson, that dude could go fucking off. Like you just never know. But didn't they lose like their first playing game last? Yeah, they did, and they still made it to the finals. Dude, the true Pharaoh, same year. We're probably the same age. What are you, 20? Or no, I was even younger than that. I was like 8 years. What the fuck? Wait, I was 9 years. Guys, the last time the Knicks won 50 plus games, won 54 games, I was 9 years old. So what are you, 21? The true Pharaoh? Bronson won't MVP. Yeah, he won't win it. We'll probably give it to Jokic, but he deserves to be in the fucking conversation. What he's done this season. 21. Close enough. Yo, Citizen X, I really, really do appreciate that. He says, great job on the channel. Were you always rocking with me? I apologize if you always were, but did you come from Knicks Verse? Because shout out to Knicks Verse for having me on, by the way. I really do appreciate that. I had a lot of fun over there. I saw Buzzer Beater was in the chat. I love seeing everyone just support the Knicks community. Really cool guy. Probably look to collab more, but I'm not hesitant at all. Whenever someone reaches out to me, I don't have a fucking ego. I'm not that big of a channel. I go on their channel. I love talking Knicks at the end of the day. But we can go on Twitter and see what people are saying. But I would love to have Buzzer Beater on sometime to talk Knicks. That's love, Citizen X. That's love. That's awesome. If you guys want to know can you guys guess the first ever Knicks channel I watched and I actually called into? I was like in 7th grade. Can you guys guess? If you know about the Knicks community, you'll probably be able to guess because this dude's a freaking OG. He's been around since the Frank Ntilikina era. Like, he wasn't some bandwagon shit. Yeah, Lakers gonna win. Yo, my man Jay in the chat. What's going on, man? No, not Knicks fan TV. I learned about them after, actually. George. George. I actually apologized. We didn't really go on a name-to-name basis when I was on there. Is that another member? I know he did say that his son also is on the channel with him sometimes. That's really cool. You got it, buzzer beater. Nothing but Knicks. Nothing but Knicks. Sim is the pod father. He's the pod father. Nothing but Knicks. I mean, I think like original. Nothing but Knicks. But I know Knicks fan TV's been around a while too. I have a lot of respect for them. If you guys didn't know, I had another channel that I talked Knicks on. Like, I talked Knicks, Giants, I talked everything, but that channel's on private. You guys don't even know this, but I was making videos since I was in 6th grade. I was making videos since I was in 6th grade, yo. And those videos, maybe we could look at them sometime for fun, but not right now. They're really cringe. My voice is super high. Like, it sounds so annoying. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Jay. The more and more I'm thinking about Miami, I fucking want Miami. I want Miami. I do. I do. Knicks will be 2026 NBA champ. I'm telling you, just change that name right now. Change it to 2024. Be a J. Look right here. 4-point favorites. And it was a 2-2 series. I know Embiid hasn't been healthy the whole season, but every time they play each other, it's close as shit. Brunson should win MVP. Look at all the other MVP candidates. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has Chad Holmgren and Jalen Williams. Luka has Kyrie. Tatum has Brown. Joker has Murray. Brunson has Josh Hart. Something, man. He should definitely be in the conversation. It just sucks. It's like with the Knicks. I feel we're just gonna get disrespected. But when I do watch like certain players that it's like it doesn't even matter that they have help. Like Nikola Jokic is just unbelievable. But I do understand the context. Like when you put it in the context like that, hell yeah. OG is clamping Jimmy. Yo, my favorite game of the season was when he was versus Miami. When OG played versus Miami, that was my favorite part of the season. Have you noticed he played well, like on the big stage, Boston, Miami. Like he made a big impact when Bede was healthy. We played Philly. I need to see those mid-range jumpers from OG again going. Because I don't know, like he's inconsistent finishing at the basket. But if we play Philly, I wouldn't be mad at it. At the end of the day, we're in the playoffs. Nothing's going to be easy. But I'll say it again. If this Knicks team is legit, they'll find a way to win. Got to clean up the turnovers. Got to do a better job inbounding the basketball. Can't just have guys blow by us. But maybe the legs will be freshened up. Dante needs some fucking rest. Dude got, what, 51 minutes? That's insane. Like, if it didn't go to overtime, he would have finished the game playing, what, 47 minutes and like 16 seconds. But, guys, do you think it's starting to just become a lazy narrative with Tibbs running guys in the ground? I know he put D Rose in the game or had D Rose out there maybe when he shouldn't have. But it's like a freak accident when D Rose got hurt. He shouldn't have been out there. I know it sucks. But Dante's still splashing threes. Like, if his legs are so tired, why is he still splashing threes? And it just happens to be a coincidence that these guys' legs fall apart in the playoffs. Is that starting to become a lazy narrative? Brunson dropped 40 in an elimination game? I don't know. I think that's starting to become a lazy narrative. We'll see. We'll see. I don't care who we face, to be honest. Yep. I would love for the redemption arc. Yo, what's going on, Rick? I appreciate you tuning in. Yo, if we play guys, if we play Miami and we beat them, We're there mentally. We're truly there, and I think we're locked the fuck in, and I think we'll go to the Eastern Conference Finals. I believe that. When is the plan? I know it's so soon. Like I always remember it being like a couple days after. Maybe I'm tripping. Let me see. We're all gonna be looking at that game. It's in 3 days. It's on the 17th. It's in a couple days. It's on the 17th at 7 o'clock. 17th. The Sixers play the Heat. But man, if we beat Miami, that would feel so fucking good, bro. Like I want to at least make the second round again. Eastern Conference Finals. That'd be awesome. But you got to be proud of this team. Like there's times that we had a little skid. It wasn't like ginormous. The seeding was so close. And I'm like, damn, are we gonna fall in like 6 or 7? Are we gonna fall into the play-in? And we finished as the second seed. Like no matter what, you got to be proud. Unless something just terrible, terrible, terrible happens in the playoffs. And let's hope no injuries. We cannot even afford one injury in the playoffs. Not even one. Not one. And Mitch, we might need to actually do some research together on Mitch. Because Mitch wasn't the only one struggling against Vucevic tonight. And Mitch didn't play at all. And someone told me that Tibbs said that it was the decision not to play him. Like he wasn't able to play or he wasn't available. So is Mitch banged up again? That's scary. Mitch didn't. He played very well in that Bucks game, but lately he's like, I don't know. I'm paying Hartenstein a lot. I would say that game was my favorite, but Jaren Jackson Jr. just had to injure Randall that game. Oh, Hami Hawkes. Okay, yeah. That game and OG's elbow dot. I don't know. I still don't know what happened with that. How the heck? Like he didn't injure it in a game. Was it in practice? Was it? I still don't understand how that happened. Yeah, it's lazy look across the league. Yeah, look at Nick Nurse. Maxey averages 37 minutes a game, more than Brunson. I love the optimism, man. If New York beats Miami in the playoffs, they're going to the finals. Quote me on it. I'm right there with you, dude. Their confidence is going to be at an all-time high level. I just, again, it's going to be awkward in my household if we play Philly because my stepdad's a Sixers fan. Now, if we play Miami, what is your prediction for me? I say 4-2. I'm right there with you, bro. No hesitation. Not afraid of the Celtics either. I'll say this with the Celtics. They rely. It depends if they're on or not. They're such a hit or miss team because they rely on the three ball way too much. You can say that about any team, but with the Celtics, their philosophy is shoot so many threes. Like the game we beat them, they were just chucking. Like that was bad. You have to pay OG. You traded RJ and quickly away. I don't care. I know is concerned he can't consistently stay healthy. That's been his thing. But his presence defensively and being able to shoot the three ball is so valuable in today's NBA. That's just the market. Look at how much Holiday got, and he's older than him by a good amount. Oh wait, Carl, what's going on, Carl? What's up, man? I'm sorry, Mr. Comment, dude. But you're gonna have to pay him. You just can't let him walk. Who are you gonna get at free agency? You're gonna have to. Oh, what? You trade for Giannis? But yeah, let me scroll up for you, dude. No, what's good? Yo, what's going on, my man Carl? He's a OG with the channel. I remember you being here, I think in the draft, like when I was talking about when we drafted Obi. So you're been an OG. No, what's good? 50 burger in the second seed in the East. Could you believe it, guys? 50 wins. Despite massive injuries, Brunson first team All NBA, most definitely. And should be in the MVP conversation. And should be. All right, let's pull up Brunson's stats to close out the regular season. He just had 40 again. Let's pull up his stats. Stats this season. All right, so he finished the season, guys. He averaged 24 a game last year. He averaged 6 assists. His points went up. His assist went up. This dude, this season. And by the way, remember he got to a little bit of a shaky start at the beginning of the season? What, maybe 6 games in? And he just fucking turned up. 28.7 points per game, 6.7 assists, and 3.6 rebounds. At 6'2", shooting 21 shots a game, but shoots 47.9% from the field, takes nearly 7 threes a game, shoots 40% from 3. It's better from the free throw line this year, 84.7%. Plays 35 minutes a game. Yeah, in that playing game, like, I heard it was just rest, but his knee did buckle versus Orlando. I know he did come back, but there might be some rust in that playing game. That's something to look out for. That's definitely is. So the Sixers, ooh, it was like it made sense because the Nets were just they're so bad, and they just took care of them, even though it was closer. When we played them, it was closer. But I don't think Cam Thomas even played well versus Philly today. Um, but yeah, that game is up in the air. I don't think it's locked in that the Sixers are going to win or the Heat are going to win. Oh, Dante's definitely one of the key X factors. Those are Dante and OG, even Boyan. I think Boyan actually. We can talk about the starters, most important bench player. We can talk about McBride, obviously, but Boyan being a veteran, what we traded him for this playoff experience, shooting the three ball. We know he doesn't bring it defensively. He can be played off the court if he doesn't shoot the ball well because we know he has cement feet defensively. He could be solid and have active hands, but he's going to be a key. I think he averaged 18 a game when he was with the Jazz in the playoffs. He's what, 35, 36 now. But Boyan is so going to be key. So key. And I really hope Mitch is healthy because do you guys want Precious to get playoff minutes? Do you guys want that? But OG, last time he was in the playoffs, he averaged 17 a game versus Philly. Let me see what that was. OG Anunoby stats versus 76ers. This is the last time he was in the playoffs. I think it was COVID. Yeah. So versus Philly in 6 games, he averaged 17.3 points. It's still with the 6 games from first round series, guys. But they also had what? They have Doc Rivers during the time. They have a better coach now. He averaged 17.3 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Damn, he was shooting well from three, 40%, 57%, 44. Or we kind of fell off here, 14, 22, 25. And we only had 5 points, and we can't have that in the last game. 16, 11. He had, damn, he had 2 straight 26-point games, though. 20. So he can score the rock. He can. No, what is the ceiling for each Knicks rotation player at these playoffs? Wait, let me scroll this up so if anyone tunes in, they can see that. Um, no, what is the ceiling for each Knicks rotation player this playoffs? The ceiling. What do you mean, stats wise? I'll answer that for you, but what do you mean specifically? What Brunson's numbers? Yeah, superstar numbers to me, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be in that conversation. I don't like how they do the award though, because I was expecting Maxey to break out, especially with Embiid getting hurt. Um, when he averaged 20 the year before. Like the true most improved players, Dante should be in that conversation. Kobe White should be in that conversation. He's had a really good year. Who else? I don't know. The most improved player award, I feel like it's not like what it used to be. Like Alperen Şengün, the big man for the Rockets, was in that conversation, but he got hurt. Oh, we have to. Every Knicks fan has to watch that Sixers Heat game. But I want you guys to tell me in the chat, who do you want? Who do you want, Sixers or Heat? Oh, you're lucky, man. You got tickets for game one. That's so cool. Stats wise, the ceiling. Ooh. All right. Brunson, the ceiling. Look, all right. I'll try to be like realistic with it. Dante, damn 20. If he averages 20 a game in the playoffs, that'd be wild. He might be defended differently. I think they're gonna try to make him put the ball on the floor more. But when Brunson attracts so much, it's gonna open up more for Dante. I'm gonna say Dante's ceiling 18 per game in the playoffs, but it comes down to efficiency as well. Like you could average 20 in the playoffs and your efficiency cannot be good. So I'm gonna say 18 points per game. I'm not gonna like predict assist. I'll just do points at him. I think he'll play solid defensively for his ceiling. say 44% from the field and 42% from 3 for Dante's ceiling. Brunson, I'm not expecting him to average 27 a game. Like, Brunson, I'm not even making predictions. I expect him to step up. And I'd be shocked if he doesn't step up. But this is a different situation. We can talk about Randall sticking it up in the playoffs, but he did take pressure off of Brunson. Like, this is Brunson's first experience being he was the number one last year, but the number one. Like, we're expecting you to step up in a Knicks uniform. But I'm expecting Brunson to step up. OG, it's so tough though, because OG's such a weird player that you can't really predict that dude's stats. Like, he could have 12 and have such a big impact on the game. He could have 17. But I want our centers need to play well. The center play is going to be so important. Hartenstein's going to have a huge ass series round 1 or throughout the entire playoffs. However, if we get out of the first round. Jay says Miami. Nice says Heat. Carl says Heat. Damn, everyone wants the Heat. I'm right there with you. I want the Heat. I really do. Yeah, bro gets to go to game 1. He doesn't even, it's such a surprise too, because you don't even know who we're gonna play. Hey, we got home court advantage though. We're starting off at home. But last year was the total opposite. Now the pressure's on us. Remember last year the pressure was on Cleveland? And I'll repeat it again. Cleveland lost to Charlotte. By the way, let's look at the freaking box score of that game. What happened in that game? I know Cavs fans are sick right now. But they do play Orlando in the first round, so it's kind of winnable. But Orlando's tough. Yeah, the Lakers won. Look at LeBron. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 17 assists. Celtics beat the Wizards. Freaking who played in this game? Did they rest their guys? They must have been so confident they rest their the Cavs are so confident that they rest their guys versus the Hornets and they still lost. My gosh, that's embarrassing. But JT Thor, 20 points, 9 rebounds. So this is why I don't take Evan Mobley serious. This is why I don't take him serious. How am I supposed to take Evan Mobley serious? Dude got outplayed by JT Thor. Bolden, this guy I think used to play for Duke. He had 14. Trey Mann at 11. Bryce McGowan's at 18. He was an extremely raw player. I'll be honest, I don't even know who this is. Leaky Black. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. That's embarrassing. Like, everyone just look at the bench. Nick Smith Jr. had 24. Mobley 14. Yeah, if you're a Cavs fan, you gotta be disappointed with this shit, man. That's bad. They're not good. They're frauds. Yeah, they're soft as shit, man. They really are. I don't worry about them like ever in the future. They're gonna split up Garland in this game. Like, I'm about to go
partnering with SoFi
see like
because
their
they care
Instagram
about
account, see what
making
Cavs fans said. Man, actually, I won't do that right now. Cavs are soft. Punch them and they fold. Yeah. I can't believe I was kind of worried about them when we played them, but I did say Mitchell could sometimes play out of control. As good of a scorer he is, I always say this: he's a superstar talent. He doesn't have a superstar IQ. Dude, if he does that, that has to be like some of the most improved shit. I know his role wasn't as big with Golden State, but when he averaged 5 a game in the playoffs with Golden State, man, I don't think I think he's better than Grimes, but I just do not give me some 5 to 7 point per game shit. Please do not. If you're open, shoot it. Like, that was the thing with Grimes. Like, he had games he was so confident, just shot it right away. But man, Dante, just shoot that thing, baby. Just shoot it. Just shoot it, baby. I think he has that confidence anyway. But Josh Hart, I'm interested to see how he's gonna do. I need at least, like, I'm not even asking him to shoot 40% from 3, but at least put some pressure on the defense in the 3 ball. I need like 35, 36%. Cavs preferred Orlando in the first round over Indiana. That's why they blew that game, which I think is stupid because Orlando's a very physical team. Yeah, what's he shooting from the free throw line? I think his free throw percentage went up. Because at one point he was only shooting like 72%. I wonder if it went up. I haven't looked at his stats lately. That's a good point, Carl. We could look at his stats, like his overall stats as a starter too. Yeah, true inexperience. Dante, yeah, he's only shooting 75% from the line. He doesn't get there a lot though. Um, 40% from three though on nearly 9 attempts is very good. He's been a good 3-point shooter throughout his career. Did average 9 a game with the Warriors last year. Shot better from the foul line. But I'm expecting more free throws if he's gonna be attacking the basket more. But these are just damn solid numbers, bro. He's just very, very fucking solid. Very solid player. Very good. He's a good player. Yeah, because do you guys think Indiana, their offense is going to slow down in the playoffs because they like to run and that's going to change in the playoffs? I don't know. I think the Bucks still might win. I don't know when Giannis is coming back, though. I want the Heat to shut down the narrative they have down there. My nephew lives in Fort Lauderdale, but Brooklyn born is a Heat fan. I want the Heat to shut down the narrative they have down there. Okay, I got you, man. Man. Wait, he's from Brooklyn, but is a Heat fan? That's interesting. My nephew. But hey, I was even born in New York. Yo, I'm not even from New York, and I'm a Knicks fan. So I'm a Knicks fan because my dad, he was from New York. Yeah, let's pull that up. Dante DiVincenzo's stats as a starter. As a starter this season, you have to be specific, or we'll pull up stats from prior seasons. All right, let's see. Man, are you kidding me, dude? Like, we had no disrespect to Grimes. Hope he's well when it comes to his health and everything. But man, we could have this dude starting the whole season, guys. Versus Michigan when he dropped like what 38 when he was with Villanova. Dude, 17 point as a starter, 17.7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 45% from the field, 40% from 3. His free throw percentage is better as a starter. Wow. Yeah, I'm proud of this dude. I'm proud of this dude. 1 steal a game. Amazing, guys. Oh my god. Someone asked this earlier. Someone said we should move on from Reddit earlier, and I said, I don't even want to talk about that right now. We could talk about that when the season's done. I don't even want to talk about that right now, dude. Because I know people are gonna be throwing shit out there like, "Oh shit, if the Bucks lose, we can trade Randall for Giannis." I don't even want to talk about that right now, Carl. But if we, I think the Knicks are gonna look at it either way. But again, I don't know the mindset of Leon Rose. They're gonna have the mindset of if we fall short, right? We lose in the second round and be like, "Ooh, like, damn, we can go farther with Randall," you know? Or if we go to the Eastern Conference Finals, we'll be like, "Oh shit, wait, we did this without Randall. Are we better without him?" So I don't know how they're gonna look at it. Like, oh, we can get better, or shit, they went this far without him, and we have more ball movement. But they might have that conversation. I don't know. They have a lot of loyalty towards Randall, though. Tibbs loves Randall. Leon Rose loves Randall. You guys know my feelings on Randall. I don't even need to talk about it. And he just recently got done shoulder surgery. Um, and hopefully he's in good spirits. And I saw someone was commenting like, damn, like having a shoulder surgery is actually sometimes worse than knee surgery with the way you could position your like have to position your body in bed, and that shit just hurts. It's weighing down on you. But at least he's left-handed and what it's his right shoulder. So at least it doesn't affect him maybe as much. Are you talking about the Ewing theory, buzzer beater? I don't know that much about it, but is that when Ewing was banged up and he was older and the Knicks went to the finals? You might need to explain that more to me, buzzer beater. 'Cause wasn't that a thing, the Ewing theory? And Knicks fans that know more about it, that have seen Ewing and that team, because I wasn't even born yet. I'm sorry to make you guys feel old. I wasn't even born yet. In 1999, 2000. So do you guys think that was a real thing? Like, were the Knicks better without Ewing, or am I explaining it wrong? And let me know. By the way, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot. But let me look at the box score. I actually haven't looked at the box score since the end of the game. Let's see. My mom might be calling me soon for dinner. Um, Here we go. Yeah, but if we just slow down Vucevic, this could have been a blowout. But DeRozan had it going. Honestly, a lot of players had it going. Let's see. Yeah, DeRozan, he had 35 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. Yeah, Caruso had 5 steals. We just need to take better care of the basketball. I don't like Doris Burke's voice, but there's times that we just rush it and we try to force something when we don't have to, you know? Like, just take your time. But Vucevic, 12 for 19, 29. Like, we can't do this shit against the beat, bro. We can't. But I just always think we just never match up well versus Chicago. Should we just take it in that optimistic way and forget about it? Oh, it's always close versus Chicago. Um, but Kobe White went off. Like, I don't like these field goal percentages. 12 for 19, 12 for 18, 26 points. Cruz had 15. Javante Green at 11. Terry dude, Don Terry, young player. I think it's his second year. He had some nice moves to the basket. We're gonna need more offense from OG. Damn it, OG was 2 for 4 from 3. It didn't feel like it because of his turnovers. He had 6 turnovers. Like he had one turnover that someone was wide open and just like sailed on him. Like it was like Zach Wilson or something. But he was 2 for 4 from 3. Missed some at the basket. Um, 4 assists. He still had 2 steals. He had a very nice pass to Dante Cunning. But I want at least maybe I'm setting the bar low. It depends how much Dante averages. Like if Dante gives us 17 a game, I want OG to give us 15 a game. You know, Hornstein's gonna have to be big time. Hardenstein had some rough moments in the first half, but he also had some like a key block as well as Achua. He had a couple that he affected some shots. So he's such a weird player. Like he plays very hard, but he has some rough moments that he's kind of all over the place. But Arnstein, 8 points, 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Brunson, 14 to 30. It's crazy. This dude scored 40 points, made 1 3-pointer, but he's 11 to 12 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 turnovers. Josh Hart, 12 points, 6 of 10, 0 of 2 from 3, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Had a key putback. DiVincenzo was big time down the stretch, but 25 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. This, everyone got cut down on the turnovers after this game, though. Everyone has turned the ball over like crazy. 5 for 14 from 3. Look, 6 turnovers for OG, 2 for Harnstein, 4 for Bronson, 3 for Hart, 4 for DiVincenzo. Precious had 2 in 19 minutes, but yeah, he had 1 block. I guess he didn't get credited for 1. Boyan had 13. He had a key 3. Mitch, we need to look at his status. What's going on with him? If they just didn't like the way he was playing, or he's banged up. Should we go on Twitter and check that out? Um, Wait, I need to catch up on my chat here, guys. The question is, do you pay $200 million to a player who you made the playoffs without? 200 million? Is that the fucking market for Randall? Gosh, the market is insane. I don't even want. Oh, gosh, talk to me after the playoffs. Can we talk about OG? I mean, his numbers don't pop off the screen, but his impact reminds me of Tyson Chandler back in the day, despite the different positions. Yeah, he plays his ass off, and he does a great job clogging the lanes. And the crazy thing is, I thought he was solid defensively, but this wasn't even his best defensive game, which is crazy. And he still makes an impact. That's why people love OG. It's not just the points, but we're going to need a little more scoring in the playoffs. But he has shown what he's averaged 15 a game with the Knicks. Buzzer Beater says Ewing theory was the Knicks won more games when Ewing was out of the lineup. But was he also older during the time? Like, was that during the end of his career and he was like banged up? The Ewing effect took place in 1995 when the coach at the time, Don Nelson, hinted the New York Knicks would be better without Ewing. Who was on that team? 1995. Because I know John Starks, he wasn't always with the Knicks in his career. Didn't he have a weird moment that he was with the Bulls that I'm sure you guys don't want to talk about? Yeah, he was 37. Ewing had, like, you guys know I didn't watch those games live, but I just know that Ewing always had a freaking ice packs on his knees. Like his knee. Thank you. Ewing's knees were always just banged up. He had the worst knees ever. That's what sucks about being this big man. Like Embiid's the same way. Embiid obviously hasn't gone to a finals, but they should absolutely have the conversation, Wiz, if that happens. Yeah, it's so weird. So, am I just overthinking it? Like, I'm talking about the turnovers. I'm talking about like not crazy aggression from OG, and I love what he brings. But we just find ways to win with this guy. We're 20-3 with him. We beat the Celtics. We beat the Nuggets. We beat the Sixers. Am I just overthinking it? But we also had Randall for some of those games. Like even when it's close, we're just finding ways to win with them. We're just finding ways to win. Like almost every game. Who are those 3 losses against? But it's just insane, bro. It's just insane because the games aren't always pretty, but we just find ways. Wait, the Heat game. Latest time we played the Heat, did OG play? Yeah, Luka didn't even play in that game too, right? Then Kyrie just fucking kill us. OG had an off game and he was still post 8. Yeah, every Knicks player right now, I don't care what you did in this game, now it's playoff time. Even the players that struggled tonight or had some stupid turnovers, put that shit behind you. It's playoff time. Just lock in. Put that shit behind you. Yeah, that's nice. TMGF. Philly is light work, so might not even be Philly, bro. Is it gonna be Miami? And B didn't play today. Will there be some rust? I'm looking forward to it, guys. Just because I'm so nervous, I'm a nervous wreck. I don't know how many people will tune in, but some of you guys need to make a promise to me. I understand there's bigger channels out there that really are awesome, but they get more viewers than me. I'm gonna need at least some of you guys. If I go live for the game, you gotta tune in. You have to make sure I'm not alone if I do go live for playoff games. You have to make sure I'm not alone. I understand there's other channels that are great. I love my bros, but come on, I need some viewers, bro. I need some viewers. Yeah, Luka didn't play. We lost with Dallas Magic and the Bulls. Hmm. Wait, did OG ever play against Orlando? He did? Hmm. Was that it? Oh, we didn't have Bronson. Okay. Dude, he had some big time buckets, dude. That kid got some balls. That kid got some freaking balls, dude. Deuce McBride got balls. Um, I love him. He's gonna be, dude. He didn't even get consistent rotational minutes last year in the playoffs. It's crazy how different it is. You have to, guys. We have to give credit to Tibbs. I know there's a lot of people that have mixed emotions, mixed feelings with Tibbs and say he's old school. And you guys know that used to be me. I'm not gonna lie. I was really fucking tough on Tibbs, and I was thinking like that Kemba year. Oh my, when we had Kemba that year, oh that was like the worst shit ever, guys. That was the worst. With Fournier blaming his performance on a steak. But Tibbs has coached his fucking ass off this season, and there's no denying it. With all the injuries, we've reached 50 wins in the fucking 2 seed. This dude brought us to the playoffs as a 4th seed. With all respect to Reggie Bullock, Nerlens Noel, and Alfred Payton, but those guys were in our fucking starting lineup, y'all, and we were the 4th seed in the playoffs, and we went to the playoffs. We have to give some credit to Tibbs, not just the players. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that, man. We lost the Magic on MLK Day at home. Okay, it does sound familiar. Magic just mopped the floor with the Bucks today. Dude, it's not even a debate anymore. Like anyone that thinks Lillard's better than Brunson, we'll see what happens in the postseason for Lillard. But Brunson's just way better than Lillard. Brunson's way better than Lillard this year. But I'll say the Magic are a good defensive team. They made Brunson have one rough game. I know he went off the last time we played Orlando, but they have size. And there's some questions with them shooting the 3 ball, but they play their ass off. I have to give credit to them. I really do. They're gonna be really good in a few years, even better. Yeah, they have Suggs, Anthony
I've
Black,
always been
Donovan
driven to
Mitchell's
get my
big.
money right. As a
Who's
kid,
healthy
I
is a
watched my mom
terrific
struggle financially.
defender.
Her
Michael
sacrifice
Porter
allowed
Jr.
me
Even
to
Goga
pursue my
Paze's
dreams,
underrated,
to create generational
and
wealth.
I have a lot of respect for
I'm
them.
partnering with
You guys
SoFi
probably hate
because
me
they
saying
care
that, but I
about
have a lot
making
of
your
respect
money
for the
work
Magic
for your
as a young team.
ambitions, just like my mom did for me.
I think Powell struggled last time we played him,
Recognize a generational player.
but he's
Join the official bank
elevated
of
over.
the
He's
NBA.
a fucking
SoFi.
that dude's huge.
Get your money
Balls.
right.
Yeah, Kemba was washed that year. I was just hoping they like 50% of Kemba, but he used up all his power. Remember that Wizards game that he went off like 40 something and lost?
In the 2 games. This is the strangest
We're gonna
series,
get
Michael,
more.
that I think I've ever seen in the Western Conference since I've been doing games.
Even
To
without
see a
Randall, the
team
Knicks
at the
got better.
beginning of the
Sneakers is
year.
such a Dante Inferno, Deuce, better. You guys think we're in a better position? You think we like just moving the ball better, and that's gonna help us
Booker's
win the
not shot
playoffs?
nearly as well as Durant and
Or
Grayson Allen in this
Gary
series.
lacking a shot created? The
The
thing is, Randall was banged up again. He was banged up in the playoffs last year, and he was inconsistent. He did give us a couple 20-point games versus Miami, and he was the partial reason why we won some games, but he wasn't a key reason.
They've scored on their first 6 possessions. It's 13-6.
So I'm really interested what's gonna look like.
Around a Nurkic screen, the pull-up is good from deep.
Background audio.
Back to back. Booker lost the handle, chases it down. His foot is on the timeline, no call. Beal hit a 3, unreal. Up top, oh, the connection works that time. It's now 23 points off of Minnesota turnovers. Nas Reed, bottoms.
That means background audio.
Finding Towns, inside Gobert, back out McDaniels.
I don't know what that means.
What
game's playing?
And he'll head to the free throw
I
line.
don't even know what that means.
Allen down the
Let me
lane.
check real.
And got the bucket.
Might be ESPN, is it?
Suns had a buck 33
I don't know
in the
what it
first
is.
meeting.
Could you hear me now? I just turned my mic off. I don't know what background audio. I don't have any tabs open. That's weird. You still hear it? I'm good now? Okay. Wait, I'm gonna turn my mic on again. What were you guys hearing? I don't know what that. Maybe my mic was just being weird. Like if I turn it on again, will it fuck up? Let me see. Like I'm gonna talk for 5 seconds. You let me know. Does it sound weird again? Does it sound weird again? Hello. Oh, it was highlight. Oh, it was not my mic then. Maybe it was probably the ESPN tab, huh? My bad, guys. It was just okay, so it was not the microphone, it was just okay, so you guys hear me good? It was just the tab open. ESPN always does that, like an ad plays or highlights play. I'm sorry about that, guys. Timberwolves game. Okay. I was like, what's going on? I was like, background audio. You could hear my mom, you could hear my brother just talking. Like, that's weird. All right, let me catch up on these comments. All right, thank you guys for letting me know, though. At least I wasn't just chilling. I don't even remember what I was talking about, to be honest. But if one of you guys can remind me, I appreciate that. Yeah, Kemba's washed that year. Magic are long as fuck pause. Tibbs gets the best out of players. If you don't get better, then you're just not built for New York. Tibbs is a top 5 coach. Yeah, you're just soft if you don't want to play for New York, honestly. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Dame has been through a lot this year. He's not there mentally. He's playing some games, but there's distractions outside. He hasn't been himself. Yeah, we never know what's going on at home with certain players, what adversity he's going through. I wonder if it's a fit issue as well. I saw a stat like Middleton, Brook Lopez, Damian Lillard, and Giannis. They all haven't played a lot of games together as well this season, so that's not good entering the playoffs. That's what I love about the Knicks. That like every lineup or like almost every player on our team has played, so there's kind of just chemistry with everyone. He really struggled in the last time we played. Like, he had 23, but he only made 4 field goals. He had so many free throws that game. But we won, so I'm not that mad. I think that's why the Bucks are having a difficult season. That could be a part of it. Oh, well, that could do it. You have a divorce with your wife. When you're with someone for a long time, or you're just committed to someone like that, that's tough. It really is. Because at the end of the day, these guys aren't just basketball players. Like, there's distractions outside of it as well. I'm sorry the highlights were playing. Sorry about the highlights playing. I hear it too. I thought I was going crazy. Oh, I wonder if that's a good sign or a bad sign for the playoffs. Wait, does that mean... Wait, Timberwolves audio playing? We're playing the Timberwolves in the finals. We're good. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. All right. Yeah, that could be a big part, Jay. RJ's like he is lighting it up, bro. My thing, RJ, I'm rooting for you stats wise. I'm rooting for you individually, quickly as well. But the Raptors are in the Eastern Conference at the end of the day. So I'm rooting for your team to lose, but I'm rooting for you guys to have success. But RJ, yeah, his shooting split's been, I know he's been struggling from the free throw line, but he's been way better finishing at the basket. I also think it's just a better fit. They're utilizing him in movement, but he's shooting it better from 3. You could say he's just, but he got consistent touches here. It could just be an environment thing. A smaller market back at home. Quickly, he's been scoring. I know he's only been shooting 42% from the field, but he's been playing well as a starting guard. They're gonna have to pay him, obviously. But RJ's letting it up Toronto, but they're not winning games. But I know Scotty Barnes, he got injured, remember, and he was out for the season. At the end of the day, I think they're a very young team, buzzer beater, and they're just not experienced enough to win games, or they haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, they have a new coach. Because I remember saying before, like, if RJ goes off, play somewhere else, that's okay. Maybe it just wasn't. I'm not gonna say he wasn't built because he had some very mentally tough moments. He was a mentally tough kid over here, RJ Barrett. But it could just be a better fit. Like, if you watch the Raptors, they utilize some weight. Like, he still has isolation times that he ISOs, but I feel he moved better without the ball, or they have him moving more over there. They don't have him just because think about it. It was slightly different, but the way we're utilizing OG now, we kind of utilized RJ that way, like staying in the corner. So the front office is probably like, Tibbs, if you're just gonna use RJ this way, like, go get your guy. He wants OG who can stay in the corner, catch and shoot threes, move without the ball. I don't know. It's so weird, but it'd be funny if IQ leaves. I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna leave, and they have the money. I'm not sure who's under the books. They haven't paid Scotty Barnes yet. Yeah, they have a lot of cap space, I'm pretty sure. Toronto does have some loyal fans, but yeah, New York's crazy. Can we afford to bring everybody back next season? All right, I'm gonna ask you guys. Do you want to bring back OG? I'm guessing that's a yes. But we're gonna be able to afford him though, because the Knicks are already there's already reports about bringing him back because we wouldn't not pay him if we traded for him. Harnstein though, like, I'm not sure how much cap though we have. I'm not like a big cap person. But Harnstein we're gonna have to bring back, but the Thunder are a threat. But I think he's either gonna want to stay in New York or start somewhere else. But I feel he's also a team guy. Would you guys bring back? I know not everyone was in the chat earlier when someone asked me this. Would you bring back Precious Achiuwa? Someone said he was a free agent. That's maybe Tibbs views him that way for sure. And what did Kirk Heinrich shoot from 3? Was Kirk Heinrich a good 3-point shooter? Is Dante a better Kirk Heinrich? And it's crazy that Jalen Brunson he played in Chicago, right, in high school? And Derrick Rose is a Chicago kid. Derrick Rose played Philly in the playoffs. Brunson did as well. I think that was in the semis, though. KTMGF dropping his college knowledge. Say, get rid of Mitch. I want to know your guys' thoughts on Mitch as well right now. Because he's clearly not 100%. Get rid of Mitch, draft Edie or one of these college centers. I haven't done a lot of scouting on these college centers. I'm not sure how Edie's gonna be. He's gotten better throughout college. I know he still dropped 37 in that championship game. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I know a lot of people said some of his points were in garbage time. But if we're gonna get rid of Mitch, I would rather get a floor spacing big. And Zach Edey can't shoot threes. But I don't want a floor spacing big that's just chucking up threes. Like I know a lot of people like Brook Lopez, but sometimes he's just chucking them. You like Chewy. I want to bring back. Oh yeah, you don't want me calling a grown man precious. I remember you saying that, buzzer beater. I love her bigs, to be honest. It just sucks that Mitch gets hurt a lot. It really does. Oh, I think Isaiah Hartenstein's already proven that you should start moving forward. You can make an argument like he's probably gonna get more money than Mitch did because the market changed and he brings more to the game. Passing wise, floaters, little hook shots. Are you talking about the one on the Hornets, the European dude that shoots threes, or are you talking about Vucevic on the Bulls? If you're saying Vucevic, I'm telling you right now, you do not want him. Bulls fans do not even want him. He scores the heck out of the basketball, but Bulls fans hate his defense. They hate his defense. He's not a good defender. And they were even confused why they even re-signed him because he plays no defense. He's just a great scorer, though. And I don't think he would accept being a backup big. I still want my center to be a rim protector. Hell no. Yeah, how many did Vucevic have tonight? 31? Say less. I don't even want to look at the free agents, though, because the fucking playoffs are right there. The playoffs are right there. Like, let's wait till after. I love Mitch, what he does on the offensive glass. He was one of the key reasons why we beat Cleveland in the first round. Obviously, Brunson and other factors. Josh Hart was big time, but he was so big time on the offensive glass. But he is very injury prone. And his hands, Mitch's hands are kind of bad, man. Like, you throw him lobs, he's not going to, like, drop it or anything or fumble it. But I swear, you throw it to him, he's just so awkward sometimes with the ball. He just fumbles it like crazy. Not sure how old Drummond is, but he's playing very well in Chicago. Andre Drummond. Are we getting Rokas Jokubaitis? I don't even know. If he hasn't come over at this point, I don't know. I have no idea. Drummond's only 30, guys? Why does it feel like Drummond's been... Wait, that's not... Drummond's really only 30? No way. He's only... feels like he's been in the league longer than that. Andre Drummond, 8. Guys, he is only... was he like 18 when he came in the league? No. I'm looking up what year he's drafted. He was drafted in 2012. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was only 30. Yeah, how old is Joel Embiid? So he was drafted in 2012 and he's 30. And Joel Embiid's 30 as well. Wait, so Andre Drummond was drafted in 2012 and he's 30, and Joel Embiid's 30 and he was drafted in 2014. Wow. Wow, that's interesting. Thank you, Wiz. I appreciate that. I got Wiz and Carl on my side. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. By the way, thank you to everyone that super chatted. You never that's just unbelievable that you guys do that. I really, really appreciate that. It means the world. I can't it's crazy to say. Can we just appreciate this, guys? So we made it to the playoffs obviously a couple years ago, but we didn't make it the year after. The Knicks are finally a consistent winner. I just looked it up. He's 30, unless Google's wrong. Google could be wrong. People could change shit all the time. But 2 years in a row we go to the playoffs. 2 years in a row. How good of a feeling that is? Yeah, Jay, I was talking about it earlier. I was like, if I at least have a few people in my streams, I'm gonna do it because I can't watch these games alone. I'm gonna stress the fuck out. I'm gonna stress out. So I'm probably gonna stream them. If I can at least get a few people in here because I know a lot of people stream the games. I want to have people on, but there will be like a delay and it's so hard to sync it up. And then people spoil the chat. That season sucked. That season was a disaster. I understood trying to have stability and bringing back the culture, guys, but it's crazy. Derrick Rose still wasn't retired. He still wasn't officially retired. Someone got me with like a prank account. I thought he did. But what we brought back, or we did bring back Bullock. Bullock ended up going to Dallas. Now I think he's in Houston. We brought back Nerlens Noel. I think we brought back Gibson. We just brought back all the culture guys. But hey, I'm sure we appreciate it. Because if it wasn't for what Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, like those guys that went to the Pistons, we wouldn't have Jalen Brunson. Remember, we traded him for cap space? And Knicks fans were like, what the hell's happening? Because I'll be honest with you guys, I thought Brunson was a good player, but I was like, he's a complimentary player. You get Donovan Mitchell. This dude's fucking better than Donovan Mitchell. You know how insane that is? It's insane. I never would have thought Brunson was going to be better than Donovan Mitchell, and I have a lot of respect for Brunson. It's insane, bro. Honestly is. California, man. Oh my god. I'll just say this. Thank you for beating Boston. Thank you for giving us a memorable opening night. Besides that, go F yourself. No, I'm kidding. He was pretty classy here. Except him using an excuse that a bad steak. Happy 20. Thank you. I actually turned 20. I didn't post like anything for my birthday, but my birthday was April 2nd. So yeah, that's when I turned 20. That's such a good question, Jay. Because I wonder if they look at the Cavs. Because even though Brunson's way better than Garland, I wonder if they look at the Cavs like, but their defense wasn't great with that backcourt. They're smaller guards, and it's rare in history when you see those smaller guards win a championship. What's the only outlier buzzer beater? Because I know you know your history. What, Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars? Is that the only outlier? Like smaller guards that won a championship? Like two high volume. Well, Joe Dumars is different. He wasn't like high volume, but like, is that the only outlier? Like barely, really small guards. Because Jalen Brunson said on his podcast that when he stands next to Donovan Mitchell, he's taller than him. So he might actually be a real 6'2". But what's going on, Michael? I hope you're doing well, dude. But do I think the Knicks still try to get Donovan in this offseason? Well, there are the reports. Yo, I think he's gonna be gone though. They just lost the Hornets, and I know they didn't have those guys, but you still have to beat the Hornets. But they do play the Magic in the first round, so they could get to the second round. That's gonna be an interesting series. Yeah, Dumars is a good defender, though. I'm just talking about height. I'm not disrespecting Joe Dumars and like Isaiah Thomas, obviously one of the best point guards of all time. But do we try to get Donovan? But yeah, if the Cavs underachieve again for their standards, I already saw reports that if he doesn't sign an extension, he's gone. But do you just take the risk and just be like, you get someone that talented, you just try to make it work? Why are we talking about this? No, let's stick with the shit right now. Why are we talking about this garbage? Come on, stop. Let's stop. Let's stop talking about this. We got the playoffs. F Zion as of right now. F Mikal Bridges, Donovan Mitchell. F all that. Ask me some questions about the freaking playoffs. What are we talking about? I do not want to talk about Randall being traded or any of that. Why am I talking about Joe Dumars right now? Oh my gosh. How about Embiid? What about Embiid? Jay, I want to know, do you think the Heat or the Sixers are winning that game? The playing game. There might be some rust not playing that Nets game. I'm right there with you, Carl. I feel like he complements his team better, but Embiid, Just don't play defense like we did versus Vucevic today. It's gonna be tough. I know the first time we did play Embiid, we contained him very well, and I don't even think Mitch played in that game. Like we played Embiid this season, we contained him very well actually. Shit, who knows? But I think Randall also played in that game, so there's always that extra level of physicality and scoring. Like I think that's an underrated part of it. Even though Randall's not a crazy lockdown defender, still having some physicality can scare some opponents of going in the paint. You know. I think about that too, because I always think Joel Embiid's the more talented player, but mentality-wise, Butler's insane. But they also, let's not forget, the Heat lost the first playing game, remember? And they ended up as the 8th seed and played or were they the 9 or 10? And then they became the 8th seed. Someone correct me on that if I'm wrong. I think they lost the first playing game, and then they ended up being that 8th seed, and then obviously he went to the final. That's nuts. I hate the Heat, but you got to give credit to them. Bam's a dirty ass player, but credit to them. That's my concern though. Bam, I've watched him this season. I used to think it was just a coincidence he just happened to be in that spot. He's a fucking dirty ass player, dude. That's just a part of him, his play style, and we can't afford for one player to get hurt. We can't. I was already scared when Josh Hart went down, but he obviously came back. Who would you rather play in the first round? I was asked this. So before, like the game today, I said Pacers. Because I was hoping the Sixers would lose, but I didn't think they were gonna lose. I was like hoping because Embiid didn't play, but the Nets are just really bad. I want the Heat. I want the Heat. Because if you did not know, my stepdad's a Sixers fan, my mom's a Sixers fan, so awkward household. But man, yeah, like we forget about that side of things. The Tobias Harris Jimmy Butler thing. Is Butler gonna take this shit really personal? Jimmy Butler may take that game really fucking personal, bro. You picked Tobias Harris over me. Because we see games that Jimmy Butler's passive, and then there's games he's fucking aggressive as shit, bro. He's such an interesting player. Well, LeBron come to New York, we could draft his son. I did see that his son's like open everything, like he's not with college right now. So he's technically declared for the draft. He's such a potential guy. I think a team's only going to draft him and try to get LeBron. No disrespect to him. Like I've heard some scouts like compare him to Drew Holiday a little bit. But what he averaged 3 points a game in the playoffs, 5. I mean, in college, 5 a game. I do think he's being really overhyped because of his dad, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not. But having LeBron as your dad definitely does help. He's a super cool guy, dude. I can't control it. I live in South Jersey. Everyone's a Sixers fan here. Everyone. I'm like the only Knicks fan here. But shit, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh, but LeBron, I think I know there's some Knicks fans that don't want LeBron at all. But if he's 40 and he's still good, I don't care. Everyone's talking about LeBron soft. I don't give a fuck. He's one of the best players of all time. You're on drugs if you don't want LeBron James. I'm sorry. He's one of the best players of all time. If he's still even capable of playing at 40, even 60% of himself, I still want fucking LeBron. Are you kidding me? That's true. LeBron fans come like there's Knicks fan. There would be Knicks fans, but then there would be straight up LeBron fans. Oh yeah, they're not aggressive or anything like that. They actually didn't want to play us in the first round because he would be like, "I'd rather just meet you guys in the conference finals." He's a realistic. He's not like stupid Philly fans. There's some Philly fans who are just stupid. He's actually very knowledgeable because he's not an Eagles fan. He's a Bears fan. Oh wait, my man Andrew, what's going on, Andrew? How you doing, man? He says, "What's up, Noah? Would you rather face the Sixers or the Heat?" I don't know if you heard my answer, but the Heat. I want revenge against them. I want revenge. And who do you think's gonna win that playing game? Oh, me too. I have friends that are Sixers fans. My friend Anthony is. I'm a diehard LeBron hater, so nah, but I get it. Yeah, my dad didn't like LeBron either. My dad made a joke that would probably get him canceled today, but my dad would always laugh at LeBron crying, and he would hate when LeBron is crying. So my dad would always say LeBron's the best WNBA player of all time. If he was alive and said that, you'd be canceled. But my dad just had that type of weird humor because he just thought he was soft as shit. Or his friends that are Sixers fans. Well, they don't play until the 17th. Wise. The playing game's on the 17th. So we could chill for a couple days. We'll enjoy this today, then worry about them tomorrow. Who do you think is going to win? By the way, I appreciate you tuning in. I know you're a great supporter. Your thoughts on my last comment? I'm sorry I'm missing comments. I'm sorry, bro. I really appreciate you guys showing me support. What did she say? Maybe I answered it. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. I think we'll match up well against Philly. Maxey Brunson. But do you think we're gonna have like OG defending multiple guys, like in the middle, like some zone, like, oh, switch on to this guy, switch on to this guy? Who's gonna be on Maxey? I wonder. He's so fucking fast, that dude. Like, even we blew him out the first time, but remember the second time we got off to a good start again? But that dude just fucking turned up again. He's so fast. That's the one thing about, and he's gotten better as a 3-point shooter. He's young as shit. He is fast as a motherfucker, dude. Like, John Wall's like really good. I'm not saying he's as good as prime John Wall, but he's one of the fastest players in the league. But I think we'll match up well against Philly. Maxey Brunson, Knicks heel Dante. I think Dante's more versatile. Dante's a better defender. Hield is one hell of a shooter. But Dante's better off the bounce, you could say. Harris OG. That's a good point. Because the thing with both of those guys is the inconsistency of being aggressive offensively. And Tobias, he's one of the worst contracts in the league, like $38 million a year. But he actually plays solid defense in the playoffs. It comes down to his offense, though. Like, against the Celtics, what do you have under 8 points scoring? I'm so superstitious with Philly, though, because they always get out of the first round. It's the second round, but they have different seeding this time around. I remember when they were lower seeding, when they were in the bubble, they lost to the Celtics in the first round. But Harris OG. OG's a good defender, and 3 great centers to throw in Embiid. And don't forget Hart. I just know the Knicks are going to play their ass off. We know that. We know that. But I'm really interested to see what Brunson, like, we see it in the regular season. I don't know if things are going to change, but we see blitzes thrown at him, like all this pressure on Brunson. He's still able to score. And I have no doubt with Brunson, but I wonder what people are really going to throw at him in the playoffs to get the ball out of his hands. Or try to make it tough on him. That's true. John Wall was not a consistent jump shooter. But he was still a number one option that led his team to the second round at one point. I predict Sixers win, then Miami beats Chicago after they beat the Hawks. So we'll get the Sixers and Boston gets the Heat. Boston does not want the Heat, I bet. I bet they do not want the Heat. Guys, I'm locked in on that first round series, man. When the Knicks aren't playing, of course. Boston, the Heat will be something. I thought the Hawks were going to beat Chicago in the play, but after seeing how they played versus Indiana, sheesh. OG's going to help out on Embiid. Yeah, he played very well first time. Good thing. I just hope the officials aren't trash. I have a lot of respect for Embiid as a talent, but man, he gets some crazy calls. I know it goes down in the playoffs, but just don't screw us, man. I have a lot of respect for Embiid, but sometimes he just flails his body and just they just call something. I hate it. Like the rip through shit. Well, Brunson does the rip through shit, but sometimes he just falls down. Well, if it's Philly, then you have to deal with Embiid and Maxey. You have 2 very high scorers. But if it's Miami, it's Jimmy and Bam. Sheesh. What do you think is a better match? I just don't know. I'm just going to wait and see. I'm not going to give you any definite answers. It's going to be tough, dude, anyway. But let's enjoy this day right now. 50 wins. We're the 2nd seed. When I was watching Travis Ware and Lou Almondson, I never thought we would fucking get to this point. It's crazy to say the Knicks are actually good. Can we give credit to Leon Rose as well? Let's give credit to Leon Rose as well. Are we the 04 Pistons, guys? Are we the 04 Pistons? I'm not sure what seed they were, though. Yeah, we have to look for the refs. I don't want to be having that conversation, but it's unfortunate that they do suck. But just got to find a way. Yeah, it sucks that he doesn't have a superstar whistle. He better have a superstar whistle in the playoffs, especially next season, too. I heart Dante and OG will step up offensively, so any scheme to stop Brunson will backfire. Yeah, because there's just going to be so much on Brunson, and it's on him to try to not do too much. And OG opening the corners, hopefully. Dante. Nick Nurse is a defensive coach, though. That was his thing in Toronto. And Kelly Oubre has been a very solid defender. Paul Reed's a solid backup big. They're so interesting. I think he'll get rotational minutes over Mo Bamba, Paul Reed. But I'll say Nick Nurse likes to play his guys too. Maxey averages 37 minutes a night. Bam's dirty ass. I can't stand Bam. I used to respect him a lot as a player. Fuck that dude, bro. Fuck him, bro. Yes, thanks to Leon. Pure athletics don't impress me because as soon as they get hurt, their lack of skills get them exposed. What player are you talking about? Because Maxey does have skill, if you're wondering. Like, he has step back threes. He can't score from mid range. Not mid range at the level of Brunson, though. John Wall did rely on a lot of speed, though, and he didn't have a consistent jumper. So you could say actually Maxey's offensive game is more versatile than John Wall's. And John Wall is one of my favorite players. Like, I'm a Knicks fan, but I really like John Wall at Kentucky. I had his shoes when I played basketball. I'm not going to lie. Those things are probably ugly as shit. Not going to lie, though. Damn, I've been live for 2 hours. I really appreciate you guys rocking with me. With Randall out, who will be our enforcer on Bam? That's a good question. Wonder if Precious would get minutes if that's the case. Why do I just have a feeling we're gonna play the Heat? I just have a feeling. I have a feeling Jimmy's just gonna go off, bro. Hope you're enforcer on Bam. Cause I love OG, but is he too small for him? Josh Hart's too small for him. Only 6'3", as hard as he plays. Might have to play Precious that series. I hope he plays very well. Hartenstein obviously will probably be the enforcer on Bam. And hopefully Mitch is healthy and moving well. There's games that Precious is banging with someone and he plays physical, he plays tough, and then there's some games he's just getting exposed in the paint. He's such a weird player. But I do like how hard he plays. One reason I take points away from tips for Coach of the Year is our bench has players who could start on many teams. Well, right now, I'm not even considering Isaiah Hartenstein a bench player right now. I'm not. Like Josh Hart, I'm not considering him a bench player right now. He's starting. Deuce, Precious, and now Boyan. Yeah. Let me check something. Yeah, OG's going to have to shoot very well and play against Dante as well. Josh Hart's going to have to at least shoot decent. He can't be afraid to shoot threes, you know? And you notice he always makes shots with the shot clock winding down or the clock winding down because he goes purely off instinct and not thinking about it. Because he's a superstitious player. Have you guys noticed that? At the foul line, or sometimes you see him wipe his jersey so he doesn't have anything on his hands. Like how his hands aren't sweaty, or as well as like he checks the seams of the ball before he shoots, like looks down. I feel like not every player does that. Like for free throws, he does that. Obviously, he doesn't do that. Actually. But JJ Redick said he's gonna be working with Josh Hart in the offseason. But that's into Shiver Grimes. Is Burks healthy for the playoffs? I'll tell you right now, unless we get really fucking desperate, Burks is getting 0 playoff minutes. Was Burks healthy today? Didn't play, right? Didn't play at all. He hasn't deserved any minutes, to be completely honest, unless we're that desperate looking for offense. Like, the only way is if McBride, like, Burks is a chucker. Don't get me wrong, not a huge fan of Burks. I liked him the first time around with the Knicks when he was playing his natural position, not point guard. But if McBride's is just not doing anything at all offensively as good as he is defensively, then I think that's the only desperation move we do. But I'm not giving Burks any fucking minutes. That dude is just a chucker. Maybe he's different in the playoffs, so I don't know. I don't know. He was one of the key reasons we won, game 2 versus the Hawks in the playoffs. Derrick Rose is obviously solid, I believe, in that game too. Oh, he's been way better than Burks. I've been better than Burks, and I haven't even played a game. Yeah, Boyon's been getting hot at the right time, and I like that it's against battle-tested teams like the Bucks and the Celtics that he played well against. Bogey's gonna be so freaking key. Would you guys be surprised? I don't want to have that conversation because that's only if we're struggling. But if we ever are struggling offensively, like Hart's not giving us much offensively, I wonder if there'll ever be a scenario that Boyan will start. But I just don't even want to have that conversation. Yeah, let me pull up what Alec Burks' stats are as a Knick. I'll read them to you. All right, right now in the chat, like literally type it in 5 seconds so there's no cheating. Guess Alec Burks' field goal percentage with the Knicks this season. Guess it in 23 games. Just guess it. 5 seconds. Bam. Guess his field goal percentage with the Knicks. Guess it. No cheating. So if I see the exact number, I know he cheated. I know you cheated. And we can go on Twitter as well to see what Mitch's status is. All right. Carl says 32%. 38% says buzzer beater. 37% says whiz. I'll give you like 20 more seconds because I know some people might be capping. I know you guys aren't because I know so far that no one's cheating. All right. I'm currently at 37 seconds like on my clock right now. Wait for it to get to 50. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Any more answers out there? All of you guys were wrong. It's lower than that. As a Knick, he shot 30% from the field this season. Lower than 32, lower than 38, lower than 37, lower than 31. He shot 30.7% from the field as a Knick this season. And 30.1% from 3 and 6 points per game. And 13 minutes a game when he's been out there. 30%. I'm not even lying. I can pull this shit up. You see this? 2023-24. 30%. Some people aren't even typing because I'm sure they just passed out hearing that shit. Yikes. Damn. What the hell? Yeah, how many shots per game? Let's see when he's out there. Oh my gosh. 30% is one. Wait, I know he's never been a crazy efficient player, like 39%, 43, 39. 43 is not that bad, but 30% is wild. But let's see. When he plays those 13 minutes, and he only takes 7 shots, and he makes 2 of them. 7 shots. 7 shots too. I wasn't really excited, but I thought he was going to bring some offense. I was more excited for the Boyan part, but I did not expect him to be this bad. Sheesh. How old is Burks? Man, he might need to retire, bro. I don't get it though. So he's 32, and I know the Pistons are really bad, and he wasn't really efficient, but he's still averaging at least 12 points over there. But I understand, like when you have a team that has bad habits, they just say do whatever the hell, probably. Oh, that's almost as bad as Mitch's free throw shooting. What's he shooting from the free throw line? I haven't checked that. All right, do you guys want to guess what Mitch is shooting from the free throw line? Guess right now. I'll give you 30 seconds to guess. I'll give you 30 seconds. Start now. Guess what he's shooting from the free throw line. Burks deep. Yeah, he just honestly doesn't do anything right, and he takes terrible shots. 30, 52%. 65%. Buzz Beater's not going to be happy. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. Oh my gosh. Buzz Beater is not going to be happy at all. All right, the funny thing is I'm an idiot, but you guys still didn't look at the screen, thank God. Bro, I was sharing my screen the whole time when I had Mitch's free throw percentage pull up, but I'm glad you guys are loyal. Well, none of you guys are right. But idiot. All right, so funny as shit. All right, so Jay said 30%. Carl says 52%. Wiz says 33, 65, 72, 31, 60. All right, 40.9% from the free throw line. 40.9% from the free throw line. 40.9. It was on the screen the whole time, guys. I'm lucky you guys are loyal. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I forgot to stop sharing my screen. That's actually funny as shit. But that's bad. That's really bad. And I think that went up because he hit those 2 free throws in a row versus who the hell did we Brooklyn. Gosh, that's funny as shit. But buzzer beater, I'm sure he just passed out 65%. Prime time's 72%. RJ's not even shooting 72%. That is wild. That's so bad. This is his worst year shooting from the foul line. So he shot 60% his rookie year, which is good for him. 56%, 49%, 48, 48, 40. It's his worst year shooting from the free throw line. Oh, you thought you said something. Who'd you think I said? Precious or something? It's still funny that I was sharing my screen. It's funny as shit. That's actually really good for Mitch. 5 for 8. But I remember all the clips that were surfacing. No disrespect to Mitch. I like what he brings to the table when he's healthy. But remember all the videos surfacing his second year in the league, off the dribble 3-pointers, and Knicks fans were excited. But man, all respect to Mitch, he hasn't even developed a hook shot. Well, RJ's actually shot not well from the free throw line as a Raptor. As a Raptor, he has shot. Sorry to go off track. This is just sometimes how the streams go. Just try to have fun. As a Raptor, though, RJ's shooting 55% from the field and 39% from 3. Dude's balling 21 a game with them. Yeah, he's shooting 62% from the free throw line, RJ. I think that's his worst since his rookie year. But he hasn't shot it well. But you were close, buzzer beater, if you're guessing, RJ. But you guys can ask me some more questions if you want. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'll head out. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. I had a trigonometry exam once, and the teacher had one of the exact problems on the board. Really? Did she ever notice it? Was it awkward? That's funny. I wish. What is that, math? I fucking hate math. Trigonometry. Yeah, I never took that. Never took trig. Never did. Oh, as a Knick, absolutely. Absolutely for third overall pick, disappointment. For expectations of wanting him to be Knicks fans, I want him to be number one option. Yeah. To be almost a savior. Yeah, he wasn't that. Which not every player is, but I understand disappointment from Knicks fans. There were high expectations when we drafted him. Because he was number one player out of high school and all that, too. I get you, though. He's not a Knick right now. I'm not going to just talk about him forever. But it sucks what he's going through right now, though. Loss of his brother, quickly lost his uncle. Still human elements of the game. I'm an old head. The only exams I take are... Well, buzzer beater, if you tune in, Carl said he's tuning in. Wiz says he's tuning in. If we can get more people tuned into my live streams, I will go live for every playoff game. I will go live for every playoff game if at least some people tune in. Everyone, and I'm not even capping. Because I can't, especially if we play Philly, I can't watch them by myself. I can't. I'll be going freaking crazy, bro. Man, I'm terrible at math. I had to take a math class this year. Hated it. It's like applications of mathematics, something like that. Stupid. Any more collabs? Yeah, but I really love that you reached out to me. I'll probably try to reach out to some people. I'm cool with CK2K, so maybe we could do a collab sometime. I do love him. Really cool dude. No, they're not joining the stream. Not joining the stream. They've never been on my videos. I wouldn't do that to them. A watch party? That would be funny though. I don't know if they want to be on camera. That would be something though. Oh, that'd be funny. Oh, because we don't talk trash to each other or anything. Because he hates to buy his hair. It's like we're real. Like we're just real when it comes to it. Like when the Sixers aren't playing, like my mom roots for the Knicks. Like she only roots for the Sixers because like of my stepdad. She like kind of roots for both. You know how moms are like that? They don't have a team. They just root for like whatever makes their husband happy, but then they're selling at the same time. I'm sure you know people like that. So she doesn't really have a team. So she's like in a tough position. And my brother, he doesn't follow, but I guess he's a Knicks fan. So my dad was a Knicks fan. Tobias is garbage. If we play him, I hope he doesn't automatically just cook us. He's a decent defender in the playoffs, solid defender in the playoffs, but you just never know what offense you're going to get from him. He could have 20 points, next night, 8. But I will say, I have confidence we're going to hustle our ass off. But Nick Nurse has his guys playing hard. Remember that really sloppy game we lost to the Sixers? Do you remember that game? That was really no, that game sucked. I don't think we had OG that game, but that game fucking sucked. That was such a low scoring game. It was like some game out of the 1950s. Like they still played hard for being an underman team. Didn't we lose to them with no Maxi? That was my least favorite game of the season. Where we lost to them. I know we had no OG and Randall, but when they had no Maxi, who else they didn't have like another guy too. That game sucked. Damn, I might have to go live longer. A couple more people just tuned in. But Tobias is definitely someone we're just gonna have to contain and get in his head. If I win my prize picks or DraftKings during the playoffs, then expect a small percentage. Man, it'll be funny. Oh gosh. Well, what did I pull up earlier? They're 4-point favorites. Oh wait, I don't want to end the stream like that. I said I was gonna go on Twitter for you guys. I'm not a fraudulent dude like that. Wait, let me make sure I check Twitter before I go on. So make sure no one weird added me. Okay, just making sure there's nothing weird out there. I'll search it before. See what the latest is on Mitchell Robinson. Okay, I want to see if there's anything on him. They only played 7 minutes. Yeah, they have Kyle Lowry as well. I actually don't like. I know we only averages like 8 a game, but anyone that wants Lowry, we know he's more than that. That dude's a gritty ass fucking player, dude. Gritty ass player, and he could have 8. Only have 8, but they could be important 8 points, like at the end of games. All right, here we go. See right here. Thibodeau said he was informed by medical that Mitchell Robinson was unavailable for the second half. Okay. So he's not 100%, Mitchell Robinson. He's unavailable for the second half. I knew he just doesn't look right out there since that Bucks game. Maybe it was just best. Only 7 minutes though. We need this week off, rest. Better just be rest. Yeah, Dante played like 51 minutes. That was pretty insane. Game 1's on Saturday, yep. 76ers forgot they have Kyle Lowry. They were probably going to stick Lowry on Brunson. Let's see what people are saying on Twitter. Every game I'd say bye to Monica when she left the radio booth last regular season game. I finally got my selfie. She's awesome. Monica McNutt does a great job. She does a great job. See what anyone else is saying. 50 wins in the second seed. Honestly, couldn't have asked for a better season considering all that's happened. Playoffs, here we come. Unbelievable. For the first time in Knicks fan TV history, JD Sports Talk gets to witness a fit T burger. First time in Knicks fans, not just JD, probably like everyone that's on the YouTube platform that hasn't had YouTube since like 2012, 13. Because we haven't won 50 plus games since then. Yo, what's going on? I appreciate that. Or Wiz has already been in here. I don't know why I said that. Wiz, $2 birthday gift. I appreciate that, man. No, anything's appreciated. It's a privilege being on YouTube. I appreciate all of you guys. You do not have to do that, but I really appreciate that. $2 birthday gift. Blame Josh Hart for the small amount. Bro's saying you would have donated me to. That's cap though. You wouldn't have donated me $200, but I still appreciate you. I appreciate your positive energy. But man, if that's true, you would have donated me $200. I could have used that shit for my car, bro. Could have used that for my car, financing my car, bro. My car payment. Everyone's not gonna be 100% in the playoffs. I don't think anyone ever is. Everyone's always at least a little banged up when it comes playoff time. She's a very beautiful woman. You got good taste, Carl. Hopefully you're not married. No, I don't care. Like, if my wife would get mad if I found a celebrity like attractive, then we're getting divorced. We're not a celebrity, just someone that's on TV, you know. It'd be different if you knew the person like personally and stuff. 50 wins in second seed, have a superstar point guard. Yeah, it's a mood. Knicks win. Brunson is best in the world. We snatching that Embiid / Jimmy Chain. Final soon. Love the positive energy. This guy always posts funny shit, bro. Oh, the Garden's gonna be electric no matter what, bro. No matter what. If we do get a Knicks Sixers series, geez, like the passion in that series will be insane. I remember the last time he rooted to play a weaker opponent. Hawks series, Heat versus Bucks. You just never know. That team was way different though. We were expecting Randall to step up. You could say we kind of overachieved as well. But I thought we were gonna match up well versus the Hawks. That was not the case. Game 1 for the Knicks is on Saturday. I think someone mentioned that in the chat. You never have to do that, Wiz. You never have to do that. That's true. We do have home court advantage. We gotta take advantage of this shit, guys. There's some players that feed off the crowd and some that are afraid. I wonder how the Sixers are. Well, I don't even know who we're playing. Why do we keep on saying Sixers Heat? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, who do you think's more built for the Garden? The Heat? Do you think they're more mentally tough? Some of you, I'm gonna comment totally. No, that used to be me. Now I just have the mindset. If we're legit, I'm gonna quote this. This used to be me, not gonna lie, but now I have the mindset. If we're really legit, we will beat the Heat or Sixers. This used to be me, not gonna lie, but now this used to be me, not gonna lie. Now I have the mindset. If we're really legit, we'll beat the Heat or Sixers. That is my mentality right now. If we're really legit, we'll beat them. We made it to the second seed like this. Go to work. I would have probably given George the other 50 for yesterday's collab that you guys rocked. Appreciate that, man. I think I did see you in the chat. He, because Butler is him. He is him. Would you rather take Butler or Embiid in a high pressure situation? Let's go live tweets. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that on stream. FYI, 10% of 2,500 is 250 for those. That's perfect for me. Wiz, you already know me, man. I used to think Wiz was a woman, by the way, because I used to think it was Ashley. But we're in 2024. Anyone could just have the name Ashley, but it was his last name, I believe. Oh, yeah. Jeff Van Gundy said this before the season, by the way. The Knicks have good players, but you line it up against the competition in the East, and this roster is not on the same level. They're not even close to a lock for the play-in. A lot has to go right. Well, a lot didn't go right, and we still made it as a second seed. Sources Boyan still getting used to coming off the bench, particularly due to the need to contribute in short spurts. His history as a volumes score shooter has made it difficult to adjust, but the Knicks look good. Knicks forward look good. That's a good point. When you're with a bad team like the Pistons and you're a talented guy that's known as a scorer, your volume's definitely going to be up. Get that video of Josh Hart snatching his chain. Jalen Brunson belongs on the 2023-24 Kia All-NBA first team, period. No ifs, no buts, no debate. Agreed. Knicks fans are just spitting facts right now, guys. Oh, I know that guy. Isn't he an actor, this dude? I agree with you. I think Jimmy Butler's better in high-pressure situations. He went to the damn finals, and he beat the Sixers in the second round. Obviously, it's a team contribution. But it's such a different Heat team. Like, they don't have Strus, they don't have Gabe Vincent. It's such a different Heat team. Like, what are they going to look at? Is Hawkins going to step up as that guy? He's more of a mid-range guy. What a season for the Knicks. 50 wins in the second season in the East. Unbelievable. OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson are 19-2 as a duo. All right, here we go. Now that the regular season is done here, my favorite Knicks moments. As long as it doesn't have videos, then we're good. DiVincenzo. Even though we played the Pistons, yeah, this was a great game. DiVincenzo breaks the Knicks record with 11 threes versus the Pistons. He finished with 40 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Yep. Brunson versus Wemby, although it was a loss, we watched a generational performance by Brunson, who finished with a career-high 61 points, one away from the Knicks record. Christmas Day was a great game. Actually, that was a great game. I was in a great mood on Christmas. Knicks win like that. That was awesome. The Nets game was underrated. Yeah, we didn't bring up this either. I remember that awesome sequence. Josh Hart had the block and then ended up in Brunson's hands and Randall. And then, Brunson had it and then it was back to Randall. Unselfish play. Yeah, Brunson's 50. Come back versus the Heat in the play-in tournament. Yeah, they killed the Nuggets. They spoiled Harden's Clipper debut. We had some nice fucking fun moments this season. No, that's not George Lopez. It's not George Lopez. It's a different guy. But guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I haven't gone live this long for a while because usually I just don't have enough people to just keep it going. You know, have some entertainment. I like interacting with you guys. But we were live for 2 hours and 27 minutes, y'all. 2 hours and 27 minutes. Really appreciate all the love. Let me shout out to Super Chat. Shout out to everyone in the chat, by the way. TMGF, Carl, Wiz, Jay Sniper. I know Buzzer Beater was here. So everyone that tuned in, I really, really appreciate you. Prime Time. There's some people that were here earlier as well. You have Mel Bester that was here. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Jay Talkin TV, he was one of the first people here. Andrew, shout out to you, man. Making sure Knicks will be 2026 NBA champs. Darius the Great. Jay Talkin TV, I said that. Michael, thank you to everyone for tuning in. And shout out to Wiz for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Shout out to Buzzer Beater. Shout out to Citizen X for showing the love. Great job on the channel, he said. Thank you, man. Wiz, I really appreciate all of you guys. It's a great stream. A lot of fun. Yeah, I need to eat. Also have to do an outline for freaking school. Let's do it at 11:59 tonight. I should actually get on this. I'm doing that shit first because I don't want to procrastinate, and then I'll eat. But guys, I really appreciate you guys. Second seed, y'all. Second seed. 50 wins. And mate, you just tuned in at the worst fucking time, bro. You just tuned in at the worst. Well, I was live for 2 hours and 30 minutes. We're at friends no more. You could always rewatch it. We'll do a call. I'll call you. 50 wins, unbelievable. Like I said, my stance has changed. My mentality used to be I don't want Philly because I don't think it's a good matchup. But when you're the second seed, you should beat them. Even though it's not going to be easy. The playoffs is not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy to go to a conference finals. It's not supposed to be easy to win a championship. But I want the Heat. I want revenge. I want fucking revenge. We have OG Anunoby this time. Hartenstein is the starting center. I don't care that Randall's out. I don't care that Mitch is not 100%. Unless hopefully he was just resting. Because we talked about it earlier, MH. It was a medical decision for him to not play in the second half or play after those 7 minutes. This Knicks team is going to get out of the first round. We're going to go to the fucking Eastern Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson should be in the MVP conversation. This dude should be all NBA first team over Giannis, who's one of my fucking favorite players ever. I hate that he's a Buck. Let's fucking go Knicks.